Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, We also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Stolen. O'Connor and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, We also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become.
Okay, so this is what you did. The video capture, you had both on, which is bad.
You mean yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
You don't want both. That's bad. But NHS should be watching and letting me know that you did that.
Now, one of them is the mic, right? And the other one is the.
Well, there was 3 options yesterday. There was mic. There was a mic aux 2, I think it was, and then video capture device or something like that. There was 3 options and they were vertical, not horizontal.
Because Connor doesn't care, and that's why I can't. Unless me and Bob are there to supervise, he's just an awful executive producer. That should have never happened. All of those should have been disabled. I get it, you're on the air. He's good on the air, but you gotta care about other stuff.
Was he the play-by-play or color?
Play-by-play.
I played some of that game back. He was pretty good.
Right, but you can't. Nobody's gonna listen to it because he refused to fix the mic.
Right.
So we just wasted his time. When you don't care about technical aspects, you're just wasting your time. Who cares how good you are in the air if nobody can hear it or wants to hear it?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise? Kindly remove your hat and join us in the playing of our national anthem.
You know this guy? Why are you here at 7?
I thought it was.
Call time's 5, bud.
Oh.
You can stay, but you're not gonna get paid.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but like we have to move forward. I thought you were a no-show. You want to stay or do you want to go?
I will stay.
All right.
Are you staying here or where are you going?
All right, sub in for Bilal. But Bilal, you're still gonna get paid, bud.
You just trained them, taught them. Let's not demotivate them.
No, we want to do stats.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Bilal, bud. But you're still getting paid, so don't worry about it.
Are you staying here for this or no?
Yeah, we're on.
The stats computer then.
I'm gonna stand anyway, so you can take the chair. Right there.
Take your time, because we weren't expecting that.
You guys have another roster?
All the rosters should be in. You have a backup for this?
Not a backup, but we can use mine.
You can take a picture of it too if you need to. Worst case scenario.
Alright.
You want this chair? I don't want it.
Okay, I'll sit because I'm old. Alright, here's the video capture.
All right.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another production of Sports Broadcast Solutions. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsoe as the Naperville Central Red Hawks, the visiting team, will take on the Barrington Broncos. The home team, undefeated as Barrington partner. They're 10-0 on the season, and they dominated Glenburg South last Friday night, 42-18.
So many things to say, but the kickoff is happening right here. But the one notable thing is Barrington hasn't shut anybody out this year yet.
Kickoff, and it's returned by the Red Hawks. And it's going to be near the 40-yard line on the return.
Barrington's a fantastic team this year, 10-0, right? They've had scores of 42 against Glenburg South last week, 45 against Conant, 50 against Palatine, 35 against Hoffman, 55 against Schaumburg, 49 against Prospect. But they've always let the other team score some points. So their average scoring this year has been 38 points for them and 20 against them. Conversely, Naperville Central, they've only scored 25 points per game, but given up a lot stingier 13. So what are we expecting? Well, maybe a Barrington win 28-21. We'll see how it unfolds.
Shotgun formation for the Red Hawks. Handoff up the middle, and a short gain for NCHS.
Quarterback Piper, 2,180 yards passing on the year. And then Fitzpatrick, an unstoppable running back, 1,306 yards, 20 touchdowns. In fact, 20 of Barrington's 24 touchdowns on the ground have come from Fitzpatrick. Piper, 29 touchdown passes. That's good at any level, college, high school, pro.
Shotgun formation. Handoff up the middle. And another nice gain for the Red Hawks, as that'll bring up 3rd and short coming up.
What I really like, if you look across the field, you see the lighted first, second, and third down marker. Unique. I haven't seen that before.
Most likely going to be a running play partner as Naperville Central driving, doing well, running the football.
Yeah, I would run, although Naperville Central is expecting it. They sure stacked the line.
Handoff off the left side, and Naperville Central gets a second push, thanks for some pushing by the offensive line. Tailback gets a first down, 1st and 10 for the Red Hawks.
The brotherly shove in motion here, right? It's not exactly the same play call, but shove from behind gets you the extra yardage you need for the first down. Now, Glenburg South last week, they had not a great record, right? But now we're talking about, I'll say it this way, Naperville Central, the big boys. I mean, they're 8-2 this year, 5-0 in conference themselves.
Beautiful night for football. One in the backfield for the Red Hawks. Clean pocket. Looks downfield. He's got a wide open man. It's caught and completed that time to Devick. As Devick is close to the 10-yard line, we'll see where they spot it. 1st and 10 for the Red Hawks. He's just shy of the 10, so they can get a first down before scoring a touchdown.
1st and 10, Naperville.
I've got Logan Devick on my roster. 1st and 10, ball at the 11. Red Hawks in the red and white, and the Barrington Broncos in the black. Here comes the pressure on the QB and Burton Cook. Burton Cook gets a lot of running room, and he takes advantage of it with a nice QB sneak. 2nd and medium coming up. Remember, they don't have to necessarily score a touchdown because it was 1st and 10 at the 11.
Well, yeah, right, except they get the first down to, the 6-inch yard line, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? 6-inch yard line. That would be a little bit of a redundant term.
But it's important to note that because we saw in the game prior to this, the Nazareth Academy game, they had 4th and 11 on the opponent's 14, and so Nazareth decided to go for it, but they didn't throw it into the end zone. They threw it right at the first down marker.
Yeah, and they were at that down at the 1 or the 2 yard line or something. No touchdown, but the first down.
Yeah, but he dropped it. They had 4 drops, and it looked like Glenbard South was going to win, and then after that, it was all Nazareth. They won 41-0. They were so dominant, they wouldn't even let them score on the last play of the game. Glenbard South tried to eliminate the shutout, and Nazareth denied them.
And the first stringers were in there for Glenbard South. It seems they really did want to break the shutout, but yeah, Nazareth really did a good job on defense that game. And something I'd never seen before in high school football. The score was 41-0, and they just decided, you know what, we're not going to kick the extra point or go for 2. Just, go back and kick the ball off.
So 9:51 to go in the first quarter, 1st and 10. And it's spotted at the 5-yard line. The penalty was against the Broncos. A lot of people in the backfield. Handoff up the middle. Good push up front. 2nd and short coming up. So it goes to 1st and goal at the 5. It'll now be 2nd and goal near the 3. I would say just run it twice more. Barrington has not shown that they can stop it.
And Barrington is stacking the line with a lot of people at the defensive front. So I would go a little bit wide, not necessarily a pitch wide, but off tackle wide, off tight end wide. Set up the middle.
2nd and 1 at the 3. Good push. The brotherly shove.
Yeah.
And it's a touchdown for the Redhawks. That didn't take long, partner. First possession of the game for either team. NCHS makes it 6-0.
Really good way to start the game.
It's a long drive from Naperville to Barrington, and it's even longer if your season ends tonight.
Well, that's why you have no choice but leave all your energy out there on the field. You want to play again, that's for certain.
The good thing is it's a Saturday night game, so you can't blame traffic or you were tired from school to play tonight.
You're tired from school.
6-0. Should be a chip shot, but nothing is guaranteed in high school kicking. Snap is good. The kick from Allison. Straight through. 7-0. We'll take a break. You're watching the Broncos against the Redhawks here on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
All over again. We searched for a company to handle our entire remodel, from architecture and material selection to permits and complete construction with impeccable design. We found Air Room.
Visit the Air Room Design Build Center in Lincolnwood to explore your home's potential. Air Room. Architects, builders, remodelers. Your project begins at airroom.com.
Back to the action. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsoe right down the field with Naperville Central. They weren't too keen with it. A lot of runs, one pass, and they got it right into the end zone to take that early 7-0 lead.
Well, yeah, that pass was a perfect pass, though, too. I mean, he spent a lot of time running the ball to set up that pass, and they did set up that pass. It was perfect completion.
So the Redhawks against the Broncos. Winner moves on to the quarterfinals. Loser, their season's over. And they better find a way to get some penetration up front, or it's going to be a long night for the Broncos.
Well, and they're stacking the line, too. It's not like there's just 3 front line down linemen or something.
High kick. They'll try to return it right from the 1-yard line. Here come the Broncos, and he will not get to the 20.
Only a couple yards short, and of course you always have a chance to return it a lot more than the 20 yards when you take it, but if he'd let that go, he'd get a couple extra yards up and have the ball at the 20.
It was returned by Soto, but he did not get to the 20-yard line, so the Broncos, led by Nick Pipert, trying to get it done on their first drive of the night.
First down, Barrington.
He's got Fitzpatrick in the backfield. He hands it off to Fitzpatrick. Right up the middle, and then stuffed. The last Naperville Central defender on the play was Christian Cutta.
It seems like teams like to open up with run right up the middle to keep the defense honest, right? Or they throw that 5-yard and out pass. So I think that's what they're going to do on the second play. They'll throw a 5-yard and out and make it like 3rd and short. No receivers to the left yet.
This is a Naperville Central team, partner. They went 5-0 in the DuPage Valley Conference. Hand off to Fitzpatrick, but that's why Barrington went 10-0. That young man, number 12, just powering through and getting first down yardage for the Broncos.
1,306 yards this year on 180 carries, 7.3 average. Just run them on every down. You get 7 yards, the second down you get the first down. What's the problem?
I think it's going to be a nice game tonight. I really feel like it might be a one-score final.
Well, I predicted 28-21. That's one score. Ooh, got deflected.
Yeah, batted down. Oh my good, he caught that. Here goes the Broncos. Still on his feet. It sure looked like that was not a clean completion. I thought it was batted down.
I looked away when I saw it batted, and I thought it was down. I did not see how the receiver caught it. So the good thing about this being on YouTube, right? You're gonna have to back it up.
I think you were right because they're coming back.
Maybe. But my eyes said that was not a completion.
And your eyes were right, according to the officials.
Well, I don't know. I've got my glasses on.
Well, they're right down on the field.
Oh, and a penalty, so somebody's not happy about that. This looks like a sideline unsportsmanlike conduct.
And the fans are saying some words that we cannot say on the air about the call.
They certainly are. Well, we don't know what the Barrington bench said, but obviously they weren't happy. You just got to replay this at some point in time and see where that ball did go. Why would Barrington be upset?
Well, it's obviously a flag on Barrington.
Well, that's unsportsmanlike contact after the fact. What happened on the play? Yeah, I like the crowd comment. It's a playoff game.
Doesn't matter, though. Unsportsmanlike conduct is unsportsmanlike conduct.
What I've always felt like after some kind of a controversial play, people are going to get hot. Don't double penalize a team with the penalized play and then additional yards after because you're complaining about it.
I'm fine with it, but now you have to make those calls the rest of the game. Anything close to that, you're going to have to call unsportsmanlike conduct the rest of the game.
Well, I just want to know how Barrington wound up with the ball and running downfield for 50 yards.
2nd and 25 at the 32.
Another deflection.
Another tip. They are just batting down Pipert's passes left and right.
Well, which then means Barrington has to roll him out a little bit, move the pocket, make him throw, not exactly on the run necessarily, but move him around, not just have him right in the pocket. Boy, what a great start, though, from Naperville Central, huh? They score a touchdown, get 2 batted balls here, dodged a 50-yard bullet. Boy, wouldn't that be something, though, if it was batted down, but into the hands of somebody and the referee thought it hit the ground like my eyes did, and he kept going.
3rd and 25 at the 16. You would think, Bob, that you want to run a high percentage pass here.
I've seen over the middle screen passes. Not here.
Yeah, I agree. Why try to force something in a tight window? Just get a couple yards and punt.
Well, I feel like that we're getting later into the playoffs here, second round. The teams are all good, right? So you can't just expect to make long plays. I mean, you're going to have to win the field position battles. There's going to be more punts, more defense. So they're going to give the ball away here at midfield, but they're running some risk in that. Naperville Central, they haven't stopped them at all yet.
You would think that eventually Barrington's going to get some stops on the rush defense, so eventually the quarterback and Burton Cook is going to have to destroy him with his arm. Another flag against the Broncos.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I'm looking at the stats here. Van Ness, the senior, 50 tackles. Martirosian, 52 tackles. Howard, 54 tackles. Soto, 46 tackles. And Slatter, 53 tackles. I mean, the defense is strong.
Van Ness, by the way, back-to-back games of 5 sacks.
Yeah, I watched him flatten one of the offensive linemen last week. That was a great bull rush.
And, of course, his brother was the number 10 overall pick in the draft. Good idea. Why try to get 2 yards when you can just put your team at a nice spot, take the fair catch, help out your quarterback?
Exactly right. And that was a good punt, too.
A lot of more bad things can happen when you return the ball than good things. Obviously, if you got blocking in front, that's different. But
yeah, it reminds me of that thing. 2 out of 3 things happen bad on a pass, right? An interception or an incompletion,
on a punt
right?
return, 2 out of 3 bad things can happen.
Right, but you still got to pass. You still got to be aggressive.
A lot of bad things can happen also. Intentional grounding. Then you have to run outside the pocket, so it causes your offensive lineman to hold. 2 in the backfield. Nice
wide
pass.
open again.
Look at that stop and start move. Right on the dime. 1st and 10 for the Red Hawks. They're driving once again.
It's going to be they're telling Barrington here, this is going to be a tough game. We've got an offense, try to stop us. We can throw it, we can run it.
Burton Cook did not have time to set his feet, but he did a nice job just getting that ball out quickly to his wide receiver to help his wide receiver make a play. 1 in motion for the Red Hawks. Off the left side, he gets it over to the tailback. As a good run that time by Nick Zeiblet. Nope, it was Christopher Byrne.
And another tackle for Van Ness.
And short yardage here.
About 8 on the play.
Second and 2, yeah.
Second and 2 from the 30.
So if you're Naperville Central, do you go for the kill, try to make it 14-0, or are you okay if it's 4th and 7 or more to consider kicking field goals?
Well, I'm going to try to drive it in for touchdowns, of course. And I think in this case, I would keep it on the ground.
2nd and 2, you would think it's going to be a run blitz, stack the box, but we'll see what Barrington wants to do on defense.
Yeah, the Barrington is not stacking the box, though.
Clean pocket for Burton Cook. Pitch and catch. Nice and easy. You got to tackle. Barrington doesn't on that play, and more yardage coming up for Devick. He is killing them right now.
Through the air. Yeah, he did. He got wrapped up, but spun out of it still, and then took another couple of wrapped up players to bring him down. So first down, 22-yard line.
So that's 3 completions for Burton Cook, no incompletions. And I don't think that Barrington has a tackle for loss yet on defense.
Yeah, I don't think they have either.
They're driving once again, 1st and 10 on the 24.
Yeah, this is danger, Will Robinson for Barrington.
One in the backfield, clean pocket for Burton Cook. Little drop-off pass right at the line of scrimmage with room to run. Here come the Redhawks. Eyeing the goal line. Touchdown, Naperville Central. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. This looks like a quarterfinal team right now.
Yeah, it does. Well, hopefully this is just sticker shock right now at the beginning of the game for Barrington and they can come back. But otherwise, like we saw earlier today, what we thought was the underdog Nazareth just kept pouring it on and pouring it on. That's right now what Naperville Central is looking at doing. Halfway through the first quarter, they've got 2 touchdowns already.
The winner of this game gets a home game against Maine South. Good snap. The hold is there. They kick straight through. It's 14-0 Barrington. Sorry, 14-0 Naperville Central at Barrington.
Yeah, he scared a few people on that one. Barrington is what? The 3rd-ranked team in all of 8A, right? Not a good start for them, but it's still a lot of football game to go. 3.5 quarters to go. Yep. Barrington's going to get the ball next.
We'll take a break. You're watching the Broncos against the Redhawks here at SBS.
Hi guys, this is Alan from C1 Transportation. I have good news. We are hiring over-the-road drivers with 2 or more years of experience. Our drivers make $100,000 to $120,000 a year driving 3 to 4 weeks at a time. Don't miss your chance to start driving with C1 Transportation and call our recruiter right now.
Back to the action, 14-0 in favor of the Naperville Central Redhawks here at Barrington Community Stadium. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsoe. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for the Redhawks. As it's going to reach the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback for the Broncos.
On the video, it just doesn't look like it's saved.
Yeah, that's good. Well, it's decision time for this coaching staff led by Joe Sanchez. They want to run the ball with Fitzpatrick, but Barrington has kind of stifled those holes, and they're forcing Piper to throw.
Well, I'm going to presume that Barrington does what many teams do in script, essentially the first 15 plays. So I don't think they're done with their script yet. So they're still trying to figure out what they need to do and what they need to adjust. So I think they're going to still go with the game plan, even though they're down by 2 scores in the first period.
Little screen pass out to the left and didn't get much on it. Great tackle that time as it was delivered by Naperville Central's Aaron Nussbaum.
Yeah, that was stingy defense again. So Barrington is in dire need of just moving the chains a couple of times, getting some rhythm.
A lot of seniors on this team for Barrington as they eye the quarterfinals. And if they win, that would be a really interesting game. Remember, Maine South, controversy galore coming into this season. They had to vacate those wins. Got to win tonight, though, to get to advance the next round. Another screen pass. Excellent block. As getting some very necessary yards was Connor Fitzpatrick, brother obviously of Dylan.
That's
Third
just one of
short
those,
coming up.
yeah, those wide receiver screens. Just like a running play, right, just out wide to the receiver. Gained about, running play type yards, 5 yards, but now third and real short. Again, I would expect it to stay on the ground, but you don't want to get stopped here. You get fourth down in your own territory, and you have to punt again.
3rd and 1 at the 29. Stack in the box of the Red Hawks. Handoff. Fitzpatrick, right down the middle. Fitzpatrick, past midfield. Big time game by number 12.
See, Barrington is saying it's not over yet. There's only 2 daggers here.
Tackled by Zyblet.
I like that they're lining up right away. Up tempo, it's a good call here.
Still plenty of game left, partner. You don't have to get 6, but at least get some points here. Fitzpatrick again with a lot of running room. Fitzpatrick near the first down marker. Let's see where they spot it. And the chains move.
Yeah, the chain gang has to run. They're ready for the next play already. The referee is not waiting for the chain gang to get in place. The first down marker is in the right spot though, so all good. The lighted first down marker.
Fitzpatrick refusing to go down. Flag on the play, might be on the Red Hawks.
Hey, I'm going to say that's probably a face mask. It's hard, it's kind of a distance away from us, but the timing of the flag says that's probably what it was. We'll see what they call. Looks like a preliminary signals face mask.
You got to make sure you transition.
Face mask penalty. We don't know. Yeah, we don't know which player did it.
First down, Barrington at the central 15.
First and 10 at the 15. Handoff up the middle. Touchdown! Broncos! Takes off the helmet. Does Kelvin Jackson. That'll be a 15-yard flag for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Looked like Will Zorzi up the middle. Number 31.
No, it was 34, Jackson.
34, Jackson. Another wrinkled jersey.
Barrington doesn't like it. That's the right call, party. You can't take off your helmet.
I like the play call. Fitzpatrick up the middle, 3 or 4 runs, then he went wide on this one, different back up the middle. So that says Barrington can continue to run up the middle against this team. As they say, smash mouth football.
Conduct call against Barrington after the touchdown.
Kelvin Jackson with the touchdown. Big kick coming up.
So it looked like Barrington was down and out, but they're right back in it.
Snap is good, the hold was good, and the kick is good by Colby Parkinson, the senior 5'11" kicker. We'll take a break. It's 14-7 Red Hawks here on SBS. (14-7) in favor of the Red Hawks. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway.
The other direction lower.
Bob, what is it? (14-7) in favor of the Red Hawks as the Red Hawks look to answer after that touchdown from the Broncos.
And taking his helmet off cost him 15 more yards on the kickoff. Think about a penalty like that. It's not just the 15 yards, right? The kickoff return can then now happen that wouldn't have before. It could be a lot worse than just the 15-yard penalty.
Up in the air and played at the 30-yard line by the Red Hawks. On the return, as get some decent yardage to the returner and Christian Cutta.
Barrington kickoff returned by Christopher Burns, Brooks Howard, and John Pfeiffer in on the stop.
And Nick's brother was one of the guys to help tackle that play.
That's the cool thing about high school games like that. You know, you often have a senior and then a sophomore brother or something, freshman brother on the same team, something. These games get to be quite the family affair.
Shotgun snap. Another big play to Devick. They might want to cover that guy. He's still
or tackle
on his
him.
feet.
It's coming back. There's a flag. Roughing the passer?
Yeah, roughing the passer called against the Barrington Broncos, so you'll add half the distance to the goal. Might want to cover number 14, Bob.
Yeah, right. Well, my eyes left the quarterback after the throw happened, so the late hit I didn't see. But I was intrigued by the lack of tackling in the secondary by Barrington. So that's what it's going to take, though, for Naperville Central. Just keep your foot on the gas. Every time you get the ball, you score. That'll keep Barrington from beating you.
Just seems like everything on offense right now is easy peasy for the Naperville Central Redhawks.
Right. Well, they run, they gain yardage, they pass. There's wide open receivers. You don't know if they're going to run or pass. You haven't taken away either of those aspects of their game yet. Naperville Central is doing a great job today.
3 in the backfield, most likely a running play. They run it up the middle. More positive yards. Eventually, Barrington's going to have to stack the box to get a TFL and force Burton Cook to pass.
Right, exactly right. Force them to pass, play one-on-one on the receivers, hope for an errant throw or an interception, but you can't let them continue to run on you, because that just obviously then sets up the play-action passes, and the receivers have been really wide open against Barrington.
What is he? He's got it. Timeout on the field. We're going to take a timeout as well. You're watching SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone. Second and goal at the 5. 3 in the backfield. This power running game is just destroying the Broncos right now. This time they pitch it out to the left. Touchdown, Redhawks. That was easy. I could have run through that hole.
Well, he had a burst of speed through that hole. You might have not had the same burst of speed he had, but the blocking was terrific. Spread the defense out and found his hole and cut back in and just steamrolled into the engine. Great into the end zone. Great call, play call. It looked like they were going to run up the middle with the 3-back offense and behind the quarterback, but nope, went wide.
Another PAT coming up.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of practice with these today. And we're still in the first quarter.
Good snap, the hold is there, the kick. Straight through, 21-7 in favor of the Redhawks. We'll take a break. You're watching the Redhawks against the Broncos here on SBS.
People who come to cricket, stay with cricket.
I'm a farm manager, and I'm always here. My service is reliable thanks to cricket.
Reliable service deserves a free 5G phone. Smile, you're on cricket.
(21-7) in favor of the Redhawks.
And you said it in the commercial, three drives, 3 touchdowns. Barrington's going to have to learn how to stop something. Take it away one at a time. Take away the pass, take away the run, take away something and force the other. Right now, Barrington doesn't know what's coming at him, a run or a pass, and everything has been effective. Well, they have been good on offense too, so they can run this football downfield as well, primarily with Fitzpatrick. Then they could pull within one score. I mean, you have to look at it as though you're still in the first quarter. You're only down 2 scores.
Kick. And it's a good one that time by Ellison. Touchback coming up as the Broncos will have 1st and 10 at their own 20.
He's got a boot on him. Those extra points have all been straight and true and long. So you get the feeling if a field goal is needed late in the game. I mean, there's some range there.
Well, for Barrington, you can't think about what's going on defense. You just have to do your own thing on offense and hope that the defense can do their thing. Because right now, they got to score points as many times as possible.
And I think they ought to, put maybe some more focus if they can do that on tearing the football away, getting the turnover perhaps.
Hand off to Fitzpatrick. He's definitely doing his job tonight. Another big gain for 12.
Although it was odd to see him go wide. I mean, you obviously can't just run up the middle your whole life, right? But up the middle has been very, very successful for Barrington, just essentially quick openers.
Subbing in for the Broncos will be Arman Dalawal. He's only 5'8", partner, so not in there for his size, but in there for his strength.
Or his speed.
Like Matt Larson, the art of speed.
Yeah.
Right up the middle. Jackson fumbled loose. Central initially had it. Did they keep it?
Yep.
Oh, boy.
From Barrington's perspective, obviously they want to cause a turnover. They didn't want to give up a turnover, but sure enough, after we mentioned it, Naperville Central falls on the fumble. Again, another nice run up the middle that was going to go for a lot of yards, but coughed up the ball. Now, Barrington is in that danger, Will Robinson territory again. Another score puts him down three touchdowns.
What's that reference? Danger, Will Robinson.
Oh, from Lost in Space from years ago, maybe from prior to when you were born.
Yeah, I didn't know.
That was one of the best shows ever, Lost in Space, with Will Robinson and the robot and Will Smith. A different Will Smith.
My dad, Will Smith?
No, well, he might have been the evil doctor in that show.
1st and 10, 37.
But I don't think your dad was an evil doctor. It might not have been Will Smith. It was Mr. Smith, though, and I don't remember his first name, so I might have embellished the last name on that one. But that was a great UFO show.
2nd and long coming up. And Naperville Central has to be careful here, partner. Don't turn the ball over. You want 7, but you'll take the 3 because that would still give you a 3-possession lead. Clean pocket for Burton Cook. That time picked off.
That's what Barrington needed.
They needed it badly.
So that ball was underthrown. It looked like the receiver was open, but the ball was underthrown. Barrington was able to step in and grab it rather than knock it down. And that's one of the turnovers they needed to get. And that was huge because Naperville Central was going downfield to get a 3-touchdown lead. Now Barrington has the ball back and can at least pull within 1.
Right.
Plenty of time. You're still in the first quarter. A lot of scoring in the first quarter here.
It was picked off by Matt Marusic, who we had on the postgame show last week. He doesn't just play wide receiver, partner. He's got hands on both sides of the field.
Well, that's one advantage of playing both ways when you're a receiver. You have the quarterback with good hands. Oftentimes in the pros, they put the quarterbacks out there, and, well, their hands aren't really quite the same as the receivers. But by definition, the hands are the same as the receivers when Marusic is playing both spots.
Got to find a way to put points on the board right now if you're Barrington. Up the middle. That's certainly working tonight.
Yeah, up the middle runs are very good. Naperville Central is obviously going to have to somehow find a way to stop that, or just take the bend, not break mentality on defense. When you're up by 2 touchdowns, maybe you can do that. Then you hope for a turnover, a penalty, a sack, a one play to get loss of yards. But Barrington's running it up the gut real well.
So Marusic will take a break. 2 in the backfield for Piper. Piper with a clean pocket, quick throw. And he gets past the first line of defense, does the wide receiver and Nazha, but he only gains a couple of yards, and 2nd and long coming up.
Yeah, we saw that wide receiver screen last time. It gained about 5 yards. This time only about 2, maybe 3 yards.
So another substitution for Naperville Central.
So I think Barrington has to say, that play, maybe it's good to set something up different later, like fake that throw and maybe throw over the middle or something, maybe a deep pass to the right.
Jake Stanish left for the Red Hawks. And Marusic finally gets out to the right. Handoff. Jackson out to the left. This time he holds on to the football. They're using Jackson a lot to partner. I'm a little surprised by that because Connor Fitzpatrick looked really good last week against Glenbrook South.
Yeah, he sure did, but Jackson coming up limping now on that. Got tackled out of bounds and twisted his ankle a little bit. That's going to end the first quarter. He's in a little bit of pain there. We got a great view of it, not a view we want to see.
No, they need him. They need to be able to find a way to put points on that board because their defense is certainly not doing them any favors right now, but we'll see what adjustments Barrington can make going into the second quarter.
Well, they do need a counter to Fitzpatrick as well, and Jackson does provide that, but at the moment, I don't think he's going to provide too much counter action at the moment.
We'll take a break. Second quarter coming up next here.
Sure, my family loves me. They bought me this sweet new collar. My dog bowl is always full of Fido's finest. Heck, they even take care of the personal stuff of my walk. Come on, who does that? But what really sealed the deal for me was when they installed a security system from Forest Security. Hey, I'm no watchdog, you know? Forest Security offers the latest in technology and security for our home. Yeah, I'm pretty good at keeping an eye on things, but I also have stuff to do, like sleep and socialize. A smart security system can provide around-the-clock awareness and generate instant smartphone alerts. They let the family know if something is wrong or suspicious. They do all of the work for us, 24 hours.
Shotgun formation. 3rd and 4 at the 37. At this point, partner, you might have to consider going for it because their defense cannot stop Naperville Central right now.
Well, yeah, it depends how far they get. I mean, if they get 3 more yards, it's 4th and 1, maybe you go for it. But back to that, you got to be careful with Naperville Central. It's 4th and 1, they shut you down and they get the ball again.
Both teams with all 3 timeouts. 1 in the backfield. Another hard count again by Piper.
Yeah, they're making some quick motions up front, borderline trying to draw offside.
Out to the right is Pipert in the flat. And a nice completion to Marusic, his favorite target. Chains move.
Yeah, it was a first down, but throwing back across your body is back to that danger situation. But he did it well. The receiver was open past the first down marker. It was a well laid out play. But the primary receiver clearly was covered, so he had to pick a secondary choice there. It's a good read by the quarterback, but it's really tough to throw back across your body, back into the middle, especially when you're on the move running toward the sideline. That's why they say, even in the pros, don't do it.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, you want to do those short passes. Don't do what Brett Favre did in that Lions game where he threw across his body 50 yards down the field.
They've got 5 receivers in this play.
Missed him. The intended target was Fitzpatrick, and Piper doesn't miss targets like that often.
So is this when we say there were 5 receivers out there and he missed them all?
Missed one of them in Fitzpatrick. So who was Mr. Robinson in that Lost in Space show? He was the protagonist?
Yeah, he was Dr. Smith, and he, I think he absconded on board and shouldn't have been on that spaceship at all. And the Robinson family was off, exploring new worlds like Star Trek.
But okay.
And so the robot would always say when the little boy Will Robinson would get potentially some danger. That's what the robot would say. Danger, danger, Will Robinson.
Hands up the middle. No gain. My dad's favorite show was Mighty Mouse.
Of course. Makes sense.
He would always sing the Mighty Mouse song before jumping into the pool. 3rd and long coming up at the 44. They lied to me. It's 3rd and 8 now.
It's a long 8. I mean, and it's crucial. Down 2 scores. You're early in the second quarter. I don't want to say, this is like a make or break kind of a play, but this is one of those key plays that you want to show.
4 wide receiver set. Clean pocket for Piper. Great fade route that time to Matt Marusic.
You can't execute that any better. It looked like he was going deep. Naperville Central turned to go cover the deep play, and then the back shoulder catch heading toward the sideline, completed. Kind of an easy pitch and catch, frankly, at the end of the day.
So they sub out Alex Schmitz and they put in Connor Scott. They really want 6, but they will take the 3. Got to put some points on the board here. Up the middle. Man, Fitzpatrick is so good, not just running the football, but he gets low enough to fit into those holes and then just dives forward for more yards.
I'm absolutely convinced, especially from last week, he ducks under the tackle, keeps his feet and his balance, and then blasts through there and then gets up again and keeps on going. And on that time, it looked like he tried to do that, but lost his balance and fell forward. But it still was a 5 or 6 yard gain, a couple yards after contact.
What a wonderful football game thus far. In the backfield, Fitzpatrick with it. He's got blockers in front. Fitzpatrick to the edge, still on his feet. Touchdown, Fitzpatrick! Beautifully executed football right there, Bob.
It sure was. Strung it out left to the long side on the field. He had to sit and wait for where he could cut back, but it never materialized. Good defense, right? But he was able to get around the edge, and that was it. Once he got around the edge, it was pretty much he was gone with his speed. Somebody on Naperville Central had to take more of an angle to be able to get him before he got to the end zone.
So Parkinson again on the PAT. Good snap, the hold, the kick, it's good. We'll take another break. It's 21-14 Redhawks here on SBS. Transition it. Okay, well, okay. 21-14 in favor of the Redhawks as Naperville Central has not trailed all day. But the good news is, if you're a Barrington fan, the running game led by Fitzpatrick is certainly working.
Well, and both offenses are just unbelievable. 21-14, still early in the second quarter, 35 points. That's a lot of points. Nobody can stop anybody here. It's almost like the kind of shootout where whoever has the ball last in the game is going to win.
Straight up in the air. It does not make it to the end zone, though, so Naperville Central will return it. Spinorama that time by Christian Byrne. He gets past the 20, but he does not get to the 25, as the Redhawks will have to go a long distance to make it 28-14.
You feel like the momentum has shifted. Okay, Barrington scored the touchdown. Of course, the fans got energized with that. And then this kick, tried to return it, didn't get much past the 20. And, of course, Barrington was very excited about that. So you can almost feel the momentum shifting here. Now let's see if Naperville Central can take the momentum back again. "12 men in the huddle." The signal's illegal procedure. Looked to me like there were 12 men in the huddle, though. That was maybe what was called.
Okay.
Run the same play, and they're not huddling up. But it is 1st and 15 now. Cut back, but nowhere to go. Barrington D stopped that run cold right in the middle. Good penetration, prevented him from going around the edge.
Second and 15, ball at the 17. And great job reading that play by Will Nezha.
Just read the play perfectly. The instant the quarterback looked that way to make the throw to what looked like was an open receiver, Barrington broke on the play and hit the receiver at the same time the ball hit the receiver. Just fantastic defense. Now, you feel like if you read it, quarter second earlier, that could have been a pick six. But excellent defense here. Now 3rd and long. That's what Barrington needed. Now, we were talking about the momentum shift.
3rd and 12, ball at the 20. Big play coming up. 4 wide receivers set for the Red Hawks. Burton Cook in the pocket. He backs up. Screen pass. Read well by the Broncos, and they get the stop that they desperately needed. He was tackled by Brooks Howard, and 4th and long coming up for the Red Hawks.
You could almost see that play developing. They put 4 receivers in the set, right, and sent them essentially all deep, and then came across the middle with the short pass. But it was just simply well read by Barrington, stuffed the play, and they get the ball back and the momentum, only down by a score. And they've got plenty of time to take their time and drive down at the end of this second quarter.
Ellison on the punt. Good snap.
That was almost blocked. Might have been ticked.
And it takes a friendly Barrington hop and roll, and no choice but to pick that up by the Red Hawks, Caius Azar.
Yeah, we'd have to play that one back and see if somebody actually tipped that on the kick. It was very, very close.
Yeah.
I mean,
it took Ellison a long time to punt that ball. You'd like him to get that punt off a little quicker.
Right. So Barrington with the ball now in the Naperville Central zone.
After all that, Barrington could tie up the score if they score on this drive.
And then you get back to, if they do score, it's going to be closer to halftime, and then the question is going to be in a tie score, who is making the better adjustments in the second half.
Good job reading it by the Red Hawks. They get instant penetration, as finishing the play was Maverick Oli. He was quite a maverick on that play.
We have to have our little tally marker here.
2nd and 10 at the 43.
Nothing was better than champagne getting bottled up, though.
That was good. Out to the left. Here goes Fitzpatrick again. He gets to the edge. Still on his feet. Dylan Fitzpatrick, the go-to guy on offense right now for the Broncos.
It's amazing how somebody can be that good and that elusive and that electric all at the same time. What a runner.
You give him one block on the edge and he does the rest for you.
Well, he's got a lot of speed. I mean, I don't know if this is exactly the comparison you want to make, and this is coming back.
That's why he had room to run, because they cheated.
Well, I was going to say, I felt like, it's an interesting comparison. Devin Hester reminds me of that. He would hit the hole so quick that he's so fast it was hard to bring him down. And I feel like that's what Fitzpatrick does. He hits the hole so fast. Even when you grab him or touch him, he just runs right through you. They said holding. So the hold must have happened at the 31-yard line, because the ball is placed at the 41, second down. So he already had the first down, and then the hold happened.
2nd and 8, still manageable.
Absolutely.
Handoff out to the right, Fitzpatrick. And there might be horse collar, and there comes the flag. It's so blatant, partner, that Naperville Central will not even argue it. Nussbaum on the tackle.
Well, I think there was some frustration in that. They're like, you're not getting away from me this time. And, of course, Fitzpatrick has some speed. While he was running, I was thinking to myself, boy, he's got a lot of patience. He, again, is running right to the long side of the field. Lots of green there. He's just waiting and waiting to see where he can cut back. And in this case, he got caught from behind on the patient running. But it's going to have to be a turn up field at the sideline, because Naperville Central did a good job clogging those cutback lanes.
So a break for the Broncos.
Yeah, big break.
They had it inside the 20, but then they got called for the holding, and then they get a break on the horse collar. So after all that, we're close to where Fitzpatrick originally was on the run.
Just a little less time, right?
One in motion. That was Armen Dalawal. Clean pocket for Piper. It scans the field to Marusic. Excellent play by Nick Zyblut.
Went right through his hands, though.
I think Zyblut got a piece of that.
Oh, you thought so?
Yeah.
Well, I think
intended
I'd rather
target
have that than Marusic having had it gone right through his hands, right? So we'll give him credit for the knockdown.
Usually Marusic doesn't drop them, so I'm pretty sure Zyblat got a piece of that.
Probably so. It was right in Marusic's hands after the deflection.
2nd and 10. He's so patient. Fitzpatrick.
That's what makes him good. He is patient. He waits for the blocks to materialize, runs through the gap. And of course, you have to have good blockers to be able to be patient over something. Now it's 3rd and short.
Right. Well, he kind of has that Le'Veon Bell intelligence where if the block's not there on the left side, what was originally schemed, if you're patient enough, something might open up on the right side, but you got to hit that right side quick enough to get that hole.
Yeah, I think a patient runner would be the right description of, patient and speedy and clearly smart.
3rd and 2, most likely 4-down territory here.
I would think that. And if it is 4-down territory, you'd think, okay, run twice rather than 2 incomplete passes.
Handoff, Fitzpatrick. I mean, he was going to lose yardage, partner, but that extra oomph of energy from Fitzpatrick got close to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he pushed it forward, but again, that patience there, North Central, Naperville Central is able to get penetration up the middle and push him back. So not much gain, if any. 4th down, yeah. I think they'll run again.
You could consider the field goal. It's not a chip shot, but it's within reason.
Yeah, I don't think I would. I would go for it.
You've got 3 timeouts, Bob, so if you want to do a hard count, you could do that. Try to draw them offside.
Well, again, if it were me, I would run. I don't think I would play action pass. I wouldn't get the yards that way. I think my running game is good enough where I can still get those 2 yards.
Remember, Piper can run a little bit too if you want to do a design quarterback run.
Now they took so much time to figure it out, and they took a timeout.
I'm surprised by that. I would have rather run the hard count, try to draw them offside, then call the timeout.
Yeah, you like that hard count. I just feel like, that trick never works.
Except when it's the Bears and they're playing Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, and it always works.
Yeah. Well, I guess I was talking about these high school games, right? But yeah, you got a point about the Bears. No wonder you like the hard count. You see it work against the Bears all the time.
It was always 4th and 3.
Yeah.
And Bilal Nichols or whoever on the Bears would always fall for it from Rodgers.
Right.
We'll take a break. You're watching the Broncos against the Red Hawks here on SBS.
You are a seasoned loan originator. You've been around the block and have the portfolio to prove it. You should work here. You expect to be compensated fairly. You've earned the freedom to do what you're good at and the support that makes it possible. You should work here. You're a builder of relationships, a cultivator of trust, a deliverer of dreams. You should work here. You are a team player, a culture enhancer, and on most days.
Back to the action. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsway. 4th and 2. They talked about it, and as of now, they're going to go for it. One in the backfield, and
see, that's that. They're trying to draw him off. I think that should be illegal the way that they do that, but they've been getting away with it all year, I'm sure.
Well, if Naperville Central doesn't get drawn offside, it's going to cost them another timeout. Fitzpatrick, he's bottled up. Well, in hindsight, Barrington fans are going to be like, why would you go for it? Kick the field goal. Well, everything's easy in hindsight, right? If they convert it, it's a great call by Joe Sanchez.
Well, if they convert it, for sure. And then, of course, now you're thinking, well, they gave up those 3 points. So what we have to do is, write down on our little piece of paper here what difference the game would be with those 3 points.
Right.
Because they really probably could have made that field goal.
Look, and in the Nazareth game, remember, it was 0-0. Glenbard South attempted the field goal. They missed it. And then after that, Nazareth scored 41 unanswered points. That's not the reason Nazareth scored 41 unanswered, but it certainly didn't help Glenbard's source morale by missing that kick.
Well, yeah, momentum. It was just absolute momentum, killer, right? And then that gave Nazareth confidence. I think you'd have to say that. We can beat these
an extra oomph of morale and energy.
And about 3 plays later, another 40-yard run. So somebody's down on the field. We've got the binoculars here. Kyle is checking out to see who it is.
And it does look like Fitzpatrick.
That would not be good.
It's Fitzpatrick.
It is. Sorry?
So.
Oh, okay. It's always interesting to hear the fans and some of the things they say. Call it both ways. I mean, what did you expect, right?
What they're arguing, Bob, is that if you hit the helmet, even if it's inadvertent, that is a 5-yard penalty. And the fans are arguing that Fitzpatrick and the Barrington offense should get a first down automatically for illegal contact to the head. But
again, one to play back to see exactly what did happen. But he's walking off the field without his helmet. Looks like he'll be fine, but he might see a few cobwebs on the way to the bench here.
The other issue is, did Fitzpatrick lead with his helmet, forcing the defender to also use his helmet? That's against the offense. So there's two things to it.
Yeah, and Sanchez is out there talking to the referee about it.
He's going to have to get evaluated for a concussion. Meanwhile, Naperville Central with the football. A lot of things they could have done there, partner. I don't mind the call by Sanchez. I just think they could have gotten a little bit more creative there. Rolls over to the right to Burton Cook. I don't think he was in bounds. And
well, another comment is,
agrees.
You know, Fitzpatrick had 1,306 yards, right? Jackson, bigger guy with 496 yards, might be when you're third and long like that. Maybe on short yardage situations you don't use Fitzpatrick unless you're going wide with it. But, you know, too much second guessing there. I mean, it was probably the right call to go for it, just didn't make it. And you're still only down 7 points, you know, one score. In Naperville Central, they have the ball, but deep in their own zone.
So they're going to say that it was complete. What excellent job maintaining his footing on the sideline. Handoff off the right side. They handed it off to Nussbaum. He didn't get anything.
Yeah, he did a little circle right in the middle there and ended up going nowhere. So third down, maybe gained a yard, they're saying.
Some scores around the IHSA. Loyola is back to the quarterfinals. They will play St. Ignatius. That'll be at St. Ignatius.
Yeah, this is the scoreboard we like. We can see all the other scores. They put them up there.
They don't bother putting the Bears on there anymore because we know they're going to lose. 3rd and 2 at their own 25. Handoff up the middle. He didn't get it.
So some people might think this is a tough call, 4th and 1, go for it or not go for it, but you're only at your 20-something yard line. I think you got to punt it, but let's see what they do. Here comes the punt team.
You got 3 timeouts, back to the hard count debate. You don't get extra points for keeping those timeouts into halftime.
Well, in the way that Barrington does a hard count, where they all pop up at exactly the same time, making it appear as they're coming forward on a play call. I'm not sure. I think that should be legal.
What some teams will do, they'll bring the punter up like a quarterback to go under center to try to draw him offside. Not a good punt.
Let's see if it takes a good roll. Not really.
Shanked it. It's a tough job, partner. You think, oh, just catch the ball and kick it. A lot harder than you think it is.
Sure, I tried this when I was a kid in my backyard, and the ball would go about 10 yards.
Yeah, you're looking for 10 plus an additional 40.
That's right. 10-yard kick and a 40-yard roll with a football. Maybe with a soccer ball on turf and nobody touching it.
That's what makes football stats so interesting. Like a quarterback could go 2 of 2 for 100 yards and 2 touchdown passes, but 80 of those yards would be yards after catch.
Right. Well, DJ Moore's first catch in preseason was exactly that. It was a screen pass. He ran it for like 60-some-odd yards.
Didn't get anything, did the tailback and Calvin Jackson.
Well, we see the ambulances in the distance.
Oh,
they're coming this way. Where did Fitzpatrick end up going? I don't see him on the sideline.
All right, they have a concussion tent behind us. They also use those little rooms.
Well, wherever he went, we've got a bevy of police and ambulances coming this way, and we don't know why else they would be headed this way except for Fitzpatrick.
Did you pay your taxes, Bob? That might be why they're coming.
Oh, man, you're going to have to hide me in the other booth. This is scary on his behalf.
Right.
Never mind the football game for a moment.
It might just be precautionary.
Or it's for something else. Right. It's just a parade of red lights.
Maybe they don't like the lights here and they need additional lighting. We went to that Fenwick St. Francis game and the lights went out.
We got to get the camera on those ambulances. It's like a parade of ambulances.
We'll take a break. You're watching the Red Hawks against the Broncos here on SBS.
I don't know.
Nope, you gotta get play-by-play. There you go. 1st and 10, ball at the 49. Handoff. Fitzpatrick back in the game.
Well, he can't be in the ambulance and on the field at the same time.
Unless he has a teleport device.
Yeah, right. Beat me up, Scotty.
Were you a Harry Potter fan, Bob?
No, I wasn't. My wife is, though, but I am not.
Okay, well, you blew that one. There's in Prisoner of Azkaban, there's actually a time turner. And they actually do go back in time. And the joke is, Ron, how could a person be in 2 places at once? But then Ron doesn't know they have the time turner. You have to read the book, okay? Not go on Spark Notes like 99% of the American population. Fakes the handoff.
Is that same back shoulder pass.
Marusic completed. On the tackle was Naperville Central's Nick Zeiblet.
That's a very effective move. Then it also makes the defense very susceptible to a double move. So it's a perfect execution twice in a row. So the next time we see that pattern, I would expect to see a double move and go deep on it.
So subbing in for the Broncos will be Armand Dalawal. We got some awesome names here. We got Nick Zeiblet, Armand Dalawal.
Marusic is leading Barrington in passing catching yards, 658. Got a pile more today.
Takes a handoff in the pocket. He's got an open man downfield, but he underthrew it. Let's see what they call.
Barrington got the reception.
They say Barrington with the completion.
I think a lot of people thought that was intercepted.
They got to talk this over. This is a huge call.
Well, if it's dual possession, Barrington gets it, but the question is,
I don't think it is. In fact, I thought the ball hit the turf.
Oh, it was caught, but I thought Naperville Central caught it.
This happened last week, too.
And there's no replay possible here.
Handoff, touchdown Broncos.
So they tied it up on a very controversial completion.
Yeah, I think they missed that one. What a break for the Broncos, though. What looked like a pick or an incompletion becomes a major completion and a touchdown for Dylan Fitzpatrick. Just like that, partner, 21-20.
And now we're thinking about also, those 3 points that they didn't kick earlier, they could be ahead. But yeah, we got to replay that. I mean, it's just got to really figure out what happened there.
Straight down the middle. We'll stick with the action.
Hopefully Noah got it on the video so you can play it back in slow motion and see exactly. Because it looked like it was dual possession. Both players had it. So maybe that's why the referee awarded it to Barrington. But it looked also like the Barrington player led up soon, maybe right after the whistle, and Naperville Central was left with the ball in their hands and thought they had it.
That's why some coaches tell their defensive backs, just knock it down when it's that close. Because what's the best thing you can get? Well, you get the ball back, but you're still at your own 20. You're far away from the opponent's end zone. If you don't knock it down at disjoint possession, it becomes a 30-yard completion for the offensive team.
Well, put your Levy hat coach on for a moment and assume he's a good coach, right? Wouldn't he tell his defense that you want that football? You don't want to just knock it down. You want to go for that football.
True, but you got to be aware of the joint possession. If you can't grab that away from the wide receiver, just knock it away.
Well, it turned out ball at the 1 yard line, and that play is what caused this game to be totally tied up.
That's what makes that Charles Tillman play against Randy Moss all those years ago so impressive. One of the strongest wide receivers in NFL history, and Peanut Tillman just grabbed that ball out of Moss's hands in the end zone. Peanut Tillman was not a Hall of Famer, but he was an excellent football player.
He certainly was. 39 seconds to go.
Decent kick by Parkinson, but the Red Hawks will decide to return. Past the 20. Neither team getting a lot of return yards, partner. They're very good on each team's kick return coverage.
With the way this game started, I did not perceive it'd be a 21-21 tie at halftime, but that play was even more important at the 1 yard line because there's only 34 seconds now left in the half. If that pass wasn't completed, how else would Barrington have scored with just 34 more seconds to go?
So we're in the second quarter. If you're just joining us, Naperville Central scored on its first 3 possessions. And then Barrington has answered, controversy galore. I thought it was either a pick or an incompletion. Bob has no idea. And it could have gone either way. The ref said it was complete.
Well, I think it was dual possession.
Right.
That's why.
And then Fitzpatrick on the 1-yard touchdown. And what looked like an unstoppable Naperville Central defense, Van Ness and this Barrington defense has made some adjustments.
Well, it's the old, Naperville Central had the first punches, right? And then Barrington was able to fight off those first couple of punches. Now they're tied. So now it's just a half of a game now instead of a whole game.
Naperville Central football brought to you by Century 21. 2nd and 9 at the 31.
I keep wanting to call them North Central.
What's the best Lost in Space episode?
Oh, gosh, I don't know. The best Star Trek episode was The Trouble with Tribbles.
You like Star Trek?
Oh, yeah. Captain Kirk.
Oh, my gosh.
Captain O'Hara. Is it Captain O'Hara?
That's too nerdy for me. I can't go down the Star Trek rabbit hole.
Well, now you know the movies I like. War movies and science fiction movies. You like the comedies.
I like most movies. You know what? I do see The Notebook from time to time. I will admit it.
The Notebook?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a chick flick. Just leave it at that.
Oh, well, no wonder I don't watch it.
2nd and 9 at the 31. Handoff up the middle. Couple of yards, and those big yards, Barrington has taken those away on defense right now, Bob.
Well, yeah, I think Naperville Central is just running out the clock here. Go to halftime with the 21-21 tie game.
Did you like my Harry Potter reference, by the way?
I wouldn't have noticed it. I don't watch Harry Potter.
That'll do it for the first half. We're all tied at 21, but you can make the argument that the Broncos have all the momentum in the world.
Yeah, you feel like Barrington is winning 21-21.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It was 21-7. Naperville Central scored on its first 3 possessions, and they've been shut down ever since. We'll take a break. Halftime analysis coming up in 5 minutes. You're watching the Redhawks against the Broncos here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. The early 2000s was a weird time for the NBA, a post-Bulls Jordan league that lacked an overall depth and talent, yet was the last premier era of the NBA big man. You had established superstars such as Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Webber, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Alonzo Mourning. You had the up-and-comers such as Kenyon Martin, Marcus Camby, Ben Wallace, Dirk Nowitzki, Pau Gasol, Tyson Chandler, and Elton Brand. You even had the veteran Hall of Famers on their last leg, such as Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Karl Malone, and Dikembe Mutombo. Truly a golden era of big man in every phrase of the word. And the big man we'll be focused on today would likely fit in the early 2000s up-and-comer bracket, Jermaine O'Neal. Drafted 17th overall straight out of high school in the historic 1996 NBA draft class that featured Kobe Bryant, Ray Allen, and Steve Nash. O'Neal became the youngest player to ever play in an NBA game at that time. His career lasted 17 seasons, playing for the Trailblazers, Pacers, Raptors, Heat, Celtics, Suns, and Warriors. After joining the Pacers for the 2000-2001 season, O'Neal's career hit an apex that lasted from the 2001-2002 season to the 06-07 campaign. This stretch included 6 straight All-Star appearances, 3 straight All-NBA teams from 2002 to 2004, he was second team in 2004, and a conference finals appearance in 2004. In an era stuffed with centers and power forwards, who ranged from high-quality starters to Hall of Famers, O'Neal was regarded as one of the best in the league during that time. As impressive as he was during his peak, was it enough for him to be considered for the Basketball Hall of Fame? As good as he was as a Pacer, the rest of his career was average at best and arrestable at worst, pun intended. He started in Portland for the 1996-97 season, where he played the next 4 seasons. These Portland teams made the playoffs each season he was there, and even made the conference finals back-to-back years in 99 and 2000. In 2000, they took the Lakers to 7 games, losing 89-84 in the historic game that featured the iconic Kobe to Shaq alley-oop in the closing minutes of the game. By the way, Portland was up by more than 10 points in the game. It was a very successful run for Portland, a run that O'Neal had little to nothing to do with. During his time with the Trailblazers, O'Neal never averaged over 13.5 minutes per game. His most impactful season came in 1998, where he averaged 4.5 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 1 block per game. As underwhelming as O'Neal's career was when he was with Portland, it's hard to place a ton of blame on him for his struggles. In a time where selecting a high school player was still considered a taboo move, he was a teenager playing with grown men. The center and forward positions were especially stacked for Portland, in a roster that featured Arvydas Sabonis, Rasheed Wallace, Scottie Pippen, Detlef Schrempf, and Brian Grant. Unless they're an instant generational talent, it's extremely hard for a young prospect to get playing time for an NBA team contending for a title. You even see this in today's NBA, with the Golden State Warriors still trying to figure out how to fit their younger prospects into the rotation. Hard to hold Jermaine's first 4 seasons against him. After the Pacers went into a mini rebuild parting ways with veterans Mark Jackson, Rick Smits, Chris Mullin, and head coach Larry Bird, they traded for O'Neal in 2000. He was put into their starting unit and instantly made huge strides, posting career highs in every major statistical category other than field goal percentage, which makes sense because he went from taking 3 to 4 shots per game to 10 plus. He would average 12.8 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 2.8 blocks for the 2000-2001 season. His next 6 seasons would be what defined his stardom, as he would team up with future Hall of Famer Reggie Miller and future Defensive Player of the Year Ron Artest. But with an aging Reggie Miller and the unpredictable personality that was Ron Artest, O'Neal ultimately became the best player and most valuable player for the Pacers during this time. He averaged 20.4 points, 9.9 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 2.4 blocks per game, shooting 45.9% from the field between 2001 to 2007. He also had 39.3 win shares, 25.7 defensive, 13.6 offensive, a plus-minus of 1.7, 1.0 defensive, and 0.8 offensive, and a player efficiency rating of 20.3 in those seasons. To put these stats in context, one player who puts up similar numbers to O'Neal in today's game is Domantas Sabonis. While a much better passer than O'Neal ever was, and not quite the defender, Sabonis has 43.5 win shares, 25.8 offensive and 17.7 defensive, a plus-minus of 2.3, 1.3 offensive and 0.9 defensive, and a player efficiency rating of 19.3. Sabonis just recently finished his 7th season. O'Neal's success on the court translated to the success of the team. The Pacers would win 312 games to 262 games lost and make the playoffs 5 out of 6 possible seasons from 2001.
Todd Helton, a man synonymous with the peak of Coors Field hysteria, the 5-time All-Star and 4-time Silver Slugger winner, was beloved by Rockies fans for his fantastic play on both offense and defense. One of the greatest Rockies of all time, his success has consistently been downplayed because of his home stadium. Helton's Hall of Fame case has been widely debated among the baseball community, with no conclusive decision. Just recently, this past January, the voters almost elected him into baseball immortality. He received over 72% of the vote for Cooperstown induction, but he needed another 3% of the vote to get into the Hall of Fame. This video will look into what factors help and hurt his case to earn his plaque in New York, and whether or not it's realistic for Helton to eventually make the Hall. Let's first do a statistics breakdown. Helton played for a very long time, nearly 2 decades, all for the Rockies, and was never an easy out once he arrived in the league. Through his first 10 seasons in Major League Baseball, Helton not only managed to walk more than strike out in 8 of the 10 aforementioned seasons, a very much appreciated quality in a young player, but he also managed an OPS, or on-base percentage plus slugging, above 1, settling in at a remarkable 1.04 OPS for the entire span. Oh, and let's go back to Helton having more walks than strikeouts. During his first season of playing in at least 100 games, Helton struck out 54 times and just walked 53 times. From 2000 to 2008, Helton walked more than striking out, with his worst season, quote-unquote, being the 1999 campaign, where he recorded 68 walks to 77 punch-outs. Out of all the first basemen who played at least 1,000 games from 1997 to 2013, his first and last year in the league, Todd Helton leads the pack by 4 points in OPS, beating out Hall of Famer Jeff Bagwell and future Hall of Famer Albert Pujols. One of his biggest strengths, his vision, was the catalyst that led to his success. His magnum opus was his 2000 season, where he hit for the percentage triple crown, leading the league in all 3 major stats: on base percentage, batting average, and slugging percentage. He hit a ludicrous .372, winning a batting title and having the 3rd highest single season batting average from 1990 to the 2000 decade. During that decade, he actually tied for 3rd in terms of batting average. The only 2 players ahead of him are his teammate, in my opinion, the greatest Rocky of all time, Larry Walker, and all-time great Tony Gwynn with his abbreviated chase for 400. This came along with plenty of pop as well, slugging almost 700 with 103 extra base hits. In fact, this was the 4th most extra bases in MLB history and 2nd most in the NL ever. It was also his breakout season, netting him his first All-Star game, but his MVP candidacy was probably hindered not only by his youth, not having been an established star, but also what is commonly referred to as the Coors effect. This is when accolades and statistics from Rockies players are seen with less legitimacy due to the thin air in Colorado, which allows for the ball to fly further than anywhere else. This has only increased as time gone on, with the Rockies playing their home games at Coors Field, with sabermetrics putting a higher emphasis on regulating stadium factors. Older players also benefited more prior to the humiditor era. Beginning last season, all 30 MLB teams now have to store the game balls to control the inconsistencies between them. Humiditators work by bringing baseballs to an average humidity, which means in a dry park they will become more humid and heavier. Regardless of stadium, Todd Helton's hitting stats were some of the best in the league over a 5-year span. His 2000 to 2004 stretch of dominance beats out the best of his contemporaries. He once again beats out Pujols, Lance Berkman, and Jason Giambi, some of the best first basemen of his era in terms of OPS. He also paces the group in homers, RBIs, and has the best walk-to-strikeout ratio of the group. Now let's take a look at his defensive stats. None of this era has even been discussed. One of Helton's best traits as well, his ability to play very well on both sides of the ball. His 3 gold gloves were no mistake. He ranks near the top of the leaderboards all time in WAR and defensive WAR for first baseman, landing 14th in career WAR and 4th in defensive WAR, compared to others who have played as many games of all time. He falls 2nd since integration, just behind Albert Pujols, and of course integration means since 1947. It's important to know that defensive wins above replacement is based on calculations that give value to positions, making a premium positions like shortstop or center field worth a lot more than a position like first base. For players who play DH and first base primarily, unless your name is pretty much Keith Hernandez, the more games they play, the lower their defensive WAR goes, almost in spite of good defense. This just means that if you don't play defense, for example, a designated hitter like David Ortiz, your defensive WAR becomes virtually non-existent and in the negative column. Anyway, Helton clocks in at -5 defensive WAR behind Pujols, who is known to be one of the best first basemen of all time defensively as well, with his -4.1 mark. While at their peaks, Pujols may have been the best first baseman defensively, which is definitely no slight to Helton. But let's talk about the great defensive metrics when it comes to Helton. Besides winning 3 Gold Glove awards, Helton's 9.5 range factor per game is second all-time. His 90 career zone runs place him in 4th in MLB history. If you don't know what zone runs are, it basically means how many plays a first baseman made versus how many times the ball was hit in his general direction, or his zone, quote-unquote. At one time, Helton was first among all first basemen in defensive games played at first base, putouts, and assists. The crafty lefty could simply sweep up any ball in the dirt that was thrown from his infield counterpart. In other words, he was great at picking it. Now let's compare him to Paul Konerko. Another comparable player to Helton is Konerko, albeit his prime starting after Helton's era. They are both strong offensive first basemen looking to be enshrined in the Hall of Fame. While Konerko and Helton may be similar in circumstance, they have significantly different cases. An easy way to check whether a player is on a Hall of Fame trajectory is to look at career WAR. While it's not a strict guideline, a Hall of Fame bound player, regardless of position, typically hovers in the 50 to 60 range. Helton easily meets this criteria with a very impressive 61.8 WAR throughout his career, while Konerko falls well short at only 28.1. Konerko may have been a cornerstone to a World Series winning team in 2005 and the bigger name with more homers, but other than that, he simply doesn't compare statistically to the Todd father. He crushes Konerko in all rare stats with over 100 points on OPS, more than Konerko, and still beats him handily.
Back to the action at Barrington Community Stadium. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway. It's 21 all, partner, but 14 unanswered points by the Barrington Broncos. Puts us at the spot that we're in right now. Here are the stats brought to you by Barrington Community Stadium. 285 total yards for the Broncos. 183 for Naperville Central. 12 first downs for Barrington, just 6 for the Redhawks because those 3 drives were really quick. They didn't need a lot of first downs. Each team with a turnover, time of possession. The arrow points towards Barrington, 13-24 versus the Redhawks at 10-39. Penalties, 5 for the Broncos, 4 for the Redhawks. 55 yards against on the penalties, 40 yards against on the penalties for the Redhawks.
Wouldn't it be nice to have a Jumbotron after every game? Or
right
in the middle of every game for those kinds of stats? It was a terrific little output of stats on the Jumbotron that we saw. But yeah, Barrington has the edge, especially on those first downs, right? 12-6. So, I mean, you're right. You don't need a whole lot of first downs when you run a long way on a couple of plays. But Barrington absolutely now has the momentum. You could just, again, feel it when they ran into the field here. The crowd really came alive. You could tell that Barrington's got an extra jump in their step. So the momentum is absolutely shifted.
What can the Redhawks do to adjust? It's a new game. It's 0-0 basically, 21-21. The first 3 drives, they looked unstoppable. Ever since then, Barrington has adjusted and stifled them at the point of attack.
Well, and that's the trick. Joan Sanchez, a good coach. He saw what Naperville Central was doing and was able to shut that down and get the ball back. I mean, at the beginning of the game, on those first 3 drives, Naperville Central looked absolutely unstoppable. But Barrington is a strong team. They've made the necessary adjustments. Now we're going to see if Naperville Central can readjust and get back into an unpredictable mode and score the first 3 times they touch the ball again. But I don't see that happening. And Barrington is a very, very strong team, and they're kind of able to run it down the throat of Naperville Central. And usually the team that runs well wins. So right now the momentum is on Barrington's side. They can move the ball at will on the ground, it seems, and Naperville Central is going to need another way to score.
If Barrington wins that game, would we point to that joint possession play and say that turned the tide in favor of Barrington?
Oh, undoubtedly, absolutely. I mean, that play at the 1 yard line, it looked like an interception, but I think the referees decided both players had the ball, and so therefore his offense gets the benefit of the doubt, I guess you'd say. And they wouldn't have scored. There was only 34 seconds left after the kick after that, right? But they would have had about 40 seconds to get the remaining 40 yards if they didn't get it on that particular long pass. So they were very fortunate to get that touchdown. And then, of course, they chose not to kick a field goal earlier, and that resulted in 0 points. So Barrington, by rights, perhaps could have 10 more points in this game. And that bodes well for the second half. I mean, if you should have scored 31 points in the first half, you'd think you could get some percentage of that in the second half.
So Ellison will kick. The southpaw kicker looking to get it deep.
He's got a good boot. See if it's with the wind now.
Straight up in the air, and it will go into the end zone. Touchback. Ball at the 20. The chess match continues. What offense will force the defense to make adjustments?
Yeah, you said chess match, and this isn't just pawns moving around on the chessboard. These are the rooks and the bishops and the queens and kings that are moving around on this chessboard. These are 42 points in the first half. That's a lot.
Turnovers are key. Both teams trying to avoid them. Each team with a turnover.
I'd hate to think that this game comes down to a turnover late. Like in the fourth quarter, somebody's up or down by 3 points, and then a turnover, a strip, or something like that causes one or the other of the teams to win. You want to see good, clean football, no penalty flags. So let's see that somebody earns the win.
There's Fitzpatrick again. He makes it look so easy.
Yeah, he just darts in, darts out, jukes this way, then that way, and makes tacklers miss, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's lightning quick, and he's past you.
So a couple of substitutions for the Broncos. It'll be Connor Scott as well as Calvin Jackson. So good to see that Jackson is back into the game. He was a little shaken up earlier. Another handoff, room to run, right down the middle, making the tackle.
Again, a big hole that he was able to squirt through really quickly. And fortunately for Naperville Central, there were 2 safeties waiting for him after he gained about 20 yards, though.
It was Sebastian Hayes along with Aaron Nussbaum, but not before Fitzpatrick gains a bunch of yards. And we saw the ambulance and the cop car. They drove around to make sure Fitzpatrick was okay, and then they were able to go back out of the parking lot because Fitzpatrick looks okay to me.
Yeah, he looks fine, right?
He was shaken up earlier in the game. 1st and 10 at the 42. A little screen pass over to Nazha, and Nazha says, "Ha ha, I got more yards before you tackled me."
He's the second leading receiver on Barrington after Marusic, right? Marusic with 658 yards going into this game, and then Nazha with 632 receiving yards going into this game. We haven't seen a lot of them tonight, though.
You don't need to. If you get 7 yards on a run each time by Fitzpatrick, why pass it?
That's right. 7.3 yards per run.
Right. You got to be mathematically correct.
Got to get that 0.3 in there, and which is about what he gained on that first down.
They're just going to keep rolling with him until his legs stop working.
Right. Well, his head might be in the fog, but the legs are working. Now
it was scary. His helmet came off, and he looked like he had a concussion, but they evaluated him. They said he was fine to play.
Right. Jackson's in. Short yardage. Remember we were talking earlier about maybe you want to run short yardage with Jackson instead? We'll see what they do.
Can't fumble it anymore, though. He had a fumble earlier.
He's the blocking back here. Whoop.
Good decision by Papert. Papert in the open field. Papert inside the 30, and this is why they were 10-0, Bob. They're just hard to stop.
Well, and the ball handling was over the top good in the backfield there. I got fooled. My eyes went right with Jackson. Well, not with Jackson, but with Fitzpatrick, right? And then Piper went down the other way, and it was coming back.
Oh, never mind.
That's another long gainer that came back.
There's a reason why Naperville Central's in this game. They are very good on defense, and when the hole is that big, as we've seen tonight, most of the time it's because an offensive lineman for the Broncos cheated.
Right, and Naperville Central's in the DuPage Valley Conference, also a strong conference. Mid-Suburban West Conference, Barrington's in, strong conference.
Right.
It's good football in these parts. 8A, so you're talking about the biggest schools in Illinois.
Yeah, winner goes on to play Maine South, and the loser gets high fives, orange slices, and juice boxes.
I always say the losers get to go play golf the next day, but it's kind of chilly. Probably all have to be in school the next day.
Tomorrow's Sunday, Bob.
Well, the next school day.
Next business day. Look at that move by Nazha. He only got a couple of yards, but it was a nice job. Every couple of yards counts. You're trying to win that, that field position battle right now.
Well, and this is a tough call here. 4th down, 5 at midfield. I think I would punt it.
Yeah, you got to punt.
Yeah. I think both coaches realize, you're in the playoffs late. Both teams are good. You can't just pretend you're playing video
and remember,
game football.
Barrington's 10-0, Naperville Central's 8-2. Usually when you have that many victories, your punting game is usually pretty good.
All aspects of it, right? Punting, field goals, special teams in general.
They tried again.
Yeah.
They moved it to 4th and 4, so that would have been a first down if Naperville Central had cheated.
This is trouble. Oh, he didn't get it.
Great job maintaining his composure. The punter in Parkinson. And 1st and 10 coming up for the Red Hawks. Could be one of those games that go down to the last possession of the game.
Well, yeah, we had said that earlier. I mean, this is exactly that. You just get the feeling that whoever has the ball last is going to win.
Might be one of those games where each team has to pull off one trick play to advance to the quarterfinals.
Well, those hard counts, and that's Barrington's trick play. Didn't work yet today.
Good pitch and catch delivered by Burton Cook, delivered to the sideline, and they get positive yardage on a quick passing play. As it's completed that time to Christopher Byrne. He's had a lot of catches today.
Yeah, he's going to need a few more if they're going to win.
I was surprised. I thought that what we saw from the start of the game, Naperville Central was going to run it down their throat, and that was going to be it. But kudos to Barrington. They did not give up. They hunkered down, and we got ourselves a football game now.
Yeah, not only did they not give up, and of course nobody expected that, right? But they didn't panic either, and they played with poise and took it one play at a time.
Burton Cook, and he does a good job finally putting both hands on that football to make sure nobody knocks it out. Got the first. Van Ness has had a quiet game, partner. It's been a very good team effort by Naperville Central bottling him up.
Yeah, no pancake blocks on the way to roll over the quarterback. Not this week. Some of them last week, oh my gosh, they were impressive. They put the offensive lineman on their back instantly and took off after the quarterback.
Van Ness, the DN for Barrington, 5 sacks last game, none today. They split out the wide receivers. He goes back 5 steps out to the right, flag on the play. Coming back to the ball beautifully. But this most likely is going to go back against the Red Hawks.
Boy, if they had a screen pass called on that play, that could have gone for a long way. Barrington put the most all-out blitz I've seen them do for a long time.
It's getting a little colder here in Barrington.
Yeah, we're in a nice spot, though. We're in the press box where the wind isn't getting us. Last week we were up on the roof, and the wind from behind was kind of brutal.
Just like Margaret Mitchell, I want the wind to be gone, a.k.a. Gone with the Wind.
Uh-oh.
1st and 10, ball at the 38. The 28, the Jumbotron guy lied to me again. He lied to me. 4 wide receiver set. Byrne in motion, handoff, up the middle. Still on his feet, still on his feet.
What an effective run. I like the misdirection, cut it back up the middle.
Barreling
15
his way
yards
through.
on the ground, 18 yards on the ground.
Clark, and another injury on the field. We've seen a lot of injured Broncos tonight.
Well, he's going to be okay, but there's been a lot of hitting. Yeah, the teams are good. That's what happens when good teams play each other, right?
Justin Blasius, the injured Bronco. He's a senior defensive lineman, 6'1", 205 pounds. We'll take a break. You're watching the Red Hawks against the Broncos here on SBS.
Illinois' top-ranked orthopedic and spine practice, Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, is now in Joliet. See a world-class specialist close to home. To be your best, see the best.
Back to the action. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsway, and once again the injured player is Justin Blasius.
Yeah, he looked like he started to get up, and I thought there was no problem. He went back down on the ground, and now he's getting up and moving off on his own power, limping a little bit, so maybe an ankle injury.
The athletic trainer job, that's why it's so difficult, because players will say, oh, I'm good, but that's your adrenaline kicking in. Sometimes when you get up, it can make the injury even worse.
Right, and we're pretty far away from the action up here, so even if we see the contact, we don't really know what happens. But I've kind of prided myself on my own players, when something happens, if you saw the play, you kind of know what the injury is and how serious it is by watching the actual injury occur.
2 in the backfield.
Kind of morbid, though, when you think about that.
Fakes the handoff to Burton Cook, and he's drilled! Hit hard on the play. Big number 90 in Soren Leahy. Got 2 yards, partner, but Burton Cook had to be punished for those 2 yards he got.
Yes, he was. And that turf is not soft in this cold weather.
3rd and 4 for the Red Hawks. You could consider going for it, but you got to get at least 2 yards to consider it.
Boy, that's a tough call again. You know, 21-21, you need field position. You want possession of the ball. Sure, you don't want to punt it away, but
1 in the backfield, 3 wide receiver set. Can they get the blockers out quick enough if they run a screen?
The key play.
Patience was there, and Clark gets the first. Good job running by Clark. Very patient, trusted in his offensive line, and that's why football is a team sport. Trust is the must, or your game is your bust.
Yeah, everybody. Oh wow. Yeah, everybody has a role, and the line obviously has to block, and his role is to get the yardage and not fumble.
All right. You can be a good running back, but if you don't trust in your offensive line, you're not always going to get those gains.
That's what we've noticed with Fitzpatrick too. Just an incredible patience behind the blocking. Anyway, so 1st down, midfield, tie game, mid-3rd quarter.
Ball at the 49, 1st and 10 for Burton Cook in this offense. 4 wide receivers set. They're going to bunch the formation, and now they run Byrne in motion. Byrne out to the edge. Byrne spinorama, and he's finally brought down just shy of the first down marker.
Naperville Central back to their magic from the first half. They're controlling the ball, continuing to get large gains. That was a 9-yard run on first down.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Honestly,
PA announcer said 8.
2nd and 2. I think it's bigger for Naperville Central to get the lead back versus Barrington. Because you're at home, I think Barrington has the confidence to come back versus Naperville Central going down. As they try to get the first, the old Tom Brady QB sneak.
Well, momentum is sometimes very difficult to get back once you've lost it. Barrington had the momentum going into halftime. You could tell by the crowd they had the momentum after halftime. So Barrington won halftime. But now Naperville Central, by holding the ball for a lot of minutes here in this third period, is getting that momentum back, keeping the crowd quiet, moving the chains. Although the chains didn't move on that play.
Only got a yard. The old I formation. They push up front. Barrington says he's short. I don't think so. I think they got it.
Yeah, I feel like they made it too, but they're going to stop the clock and take a closer look. I think the linesman is on the 40, so it's probably a first down, and that's where they'll place the ball.
Yep. 1st and 10 for the Red Hawks. It's good gamesmanship by the Broncos. You try to confuse the refs. He was short, he was short, he was short. You know, these refs are only human.
Yeah, what player in what sport doesn't try to plead their case in front of a referee or an umpire?
Red Hawks driving again. Pitch play over to the right. That's Clark. And Clark, he will get out of bounds.
Clark was exceptionally deep on that pitch.
Back in the game, you love to see it. Justin Blasius is going to play through it. Subbing out for the Broncos will be Alex Schmitz. Oh, apologize, that's Jack Brzezinski. Three in the backfield. Handoff, Clark. And he's brought down. Did he get the first? And on the tackle was Travis Soto.
I think he's going to come up a wee bit short on that. Another short yardage situation for Naperville Central. They've had a lot of these, but they've been able to convert them a couple times up the middle with kind of a version of the tush push, right?
Something that Barrington has to watch out for is the old jump pass. It looks like you're going to run it up the middle, and the quarterback jumps up and throws it to the tight end that gets behind the safety.
I have to say I've never seen Naperville Central run that play, but I guess
this would be the time to run it. You never want to show your whole trick book until later on in the game.
Stuffed.
Yeah, I disagree with that, Bob, but I'd love to get your point of view on that. They were so good on those A-gap runs. Why go B-gap or C-gap there?
Well, exactly. I would have gone up the middle as well. But the why they do it is, of course, if you go forward and it keeps the defense inside, then you go around it, you can get a 40-yard touchdown there. So that, or a 30-yard touchdown, I guess it would be. That's why they do it. Now they're on 4th down. They think they still have to go for it. When you're only a yard short, absolutely would have gone up the middle twice in a row.
They're 3 yards short. You could do a pooch punt to try to get them inside the 10.
Yeah, but we're back to the comment you made. They should have gone right up the middle. It's just a yard away. You got 2 plays to do it. Even when they lose yardage, you knew that they were going to be in 4-down territory. So, yeah, that was the wrong play call in my book. And now they're going to pay for it with a timeout.
Timeout called by the Red Hawks. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching the Red Hawks against the Broncos here on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Ever since I was a little kid, I've been interested in the ideas of justice and fairness and equality. That's why I became a lawyer. I have the opportunity to advance these ideals. Now more than ever in our world, it is important that we highlight these issues. It's important that we fight for these issues. And my clients know that Keating Law Offices will not just fight for them, but they will fight for these ideals.
Here we go.
Yeah, the crowd has come alive on this very big key play in the game.
4th and 3. They called the timeout. And now Barrington will call a timeout.
Yeah, talk about a chess game going on.
We'll stick with the action. By the way, if you like how we're broadcasting today's game, go to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Click on the gold, silver, and bronze package. We can broadcast your next sporting event. We love doing this, and we hope to hear from you for your next sporting event.
It's a lot of fun.
We do.
Especially games like this.
High school football, college football, USSSA softball, you name it, AAU basketball. We do it. Just go to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com.
You know, rowing and boxing and basketball and...
Yeah, every sport.
Yeah, soccer, a lot of soccer.
We even did dodgeball on ESPN 8, the Ocho.
I wasn't there that day.
Yeah, I guess not. That's okay. You read about it in Obscure Sports Weekly.
Yeah, I think the most fun event, or most unique event, was that rowing event. But here we go. 4th down, the big play of the game.
Here we go. One in motion. Redhawks will indeed go for it. Burton Cook, he's got time to throw. Pump fake.
It's going to be a penalty, or he slipped.
And I think a flag was thrown on the field.
Do you see one? There is one. Okay.
This will be interesting because the receiver fell down, so it's not a catchable ball, but was he held and forced to the
that's
turf?
catchable if he doesn't fall down. The question is, was he knocked over or did he trip over his own feet?
But he was clearly on the turf when the ball came his way.
What I hope that doesn't happen is the referee changes the complexion of this game. Holding on the defense. Oh, that's tough. That's a tough call.
But it wasn't the right call.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, but the receiver did fall.
Well, receivers don't usually fall down.
He was well covered. Maybe that's why he was well covered, because he was being held.
Yeah, he was illegally covered.
Yeah, illegally covered. But it is a first down regardless.
It's big.
That's a play you have to replay back to see if you can see where the hold actually occurred. You can certainly see where the receiver fell. First down.
These teams are not making it easy on the officials tonight.
I like
this
the
reverse. He's got room to run.
Another flag
on the play, and it might be coming back.
Okay, the cattiness in me says here's the makeup call, but there probably was a hold on that.
Wow. I mean, that was a slow developing reverse.
Oh, you thought so? I mean, I thought it was well executed.
It was. It was a little slow developing, though.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming, but what a great call. I've been saying all day that when you have defenses that pursue so well, you have to reverse and run counters. And that was certainly a counter.
2 flags on the offense. Double whammy.
So you got to pick which one they want. Well, there's those 2 makeup calls on the same play.
So it'll be 2nd and 20. Sorry, 1st and 20.
This is getting to be the point where a field goal is looking good, too. I mean, I usually think in my mind, you go at all costs to get that 7 points, not 3.
Well, what's interesting about the IHSA, too, regardless of where you attempt the field goal, it's just a touchback. It's not a spot where the holder was on the kick, like in the college and the
That's
NFL.
A big rule difference. You can kick it, and it's down at the 20 no matter what.
So if you want to kick a 49er, 9-yarder, or a 56-yarder, it doesn't really hurt you like in the professional game.
We did see somebody make a 49er the other day when we were here.
That would have been good from 56 yards. That was a beauty.
Yeah, it was kind of a low 49-yard kick, but it went through.
1st and 25, so they call unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense instead of holding. Waits for the screen to develop, and Barrington was not fooled. Tackled on the play and stifling at the line of scrimmage by Cole Slatter.
Yeah, he sure read that play. Well, now you're not talking about a field goal anymore. You're talking about punting.
Yeah, well, you got 2 more downs.
Just keep him out of field goal range.
You got to get to at least the 20 to consider it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Naperville Central, the kicks have all gone down to the end line.
Remember, the pressure's off at that point. It's a lot different when you're kicking field goals. That wasn't a bad snap. Burton Cook is going to play through it. He gets out to the right, and he gets positive yards. That wasn't on the center, Bob. The quarterback's got to handle that snap.
That's one of those high snaps with some pace on it. Maybe he wasn't looking at that point. But he made a nice run out of it, and he picked up the ball, which I don't know that I would have done. I probably would have tried to fall on it just to make sure. I mean, if you try to pick it up and you miss, you have 4 Barrington guys chasing you down, that could be a fumble for 6 for the other team.
So after all that, they get positive yards. I would be conservative here, but we'll see what Naperville Central wants to do.
Well, yeah, pretend you're Kirk Cousins. You can guarantee it'll be a check down pass, but that's what's needed here. You check it down, get 5 yards, and kick your field goal.
They're led by head coach Mike Ulreich. See what Ulreich wants to do. Chris Kirkpatrick and Adam Pozlowski.
The other option is air it out into the end zone. Nope, they're going to go for the yards.
Off.
Now this tells me they got to kick the field goal. They're looking for a few extra yards to get it a little bit closer. It's a close game. At the very end of the third quarter, you got to kick this, I think.
Remember, it doesn't hurt you that much.
Right.
Obviously, if it gets blocked, that's one thing. But if it doesn't get blocked, it's just at the 20-yard line where it's spotted.
Yeah, this would be a huge make if he makes it. There's the tee, so they're going for it. So what do you think? Will it be good or off to the left?
Might be a pooch punt, too.
With the tee on the ground? Yeah, they'll wait till, well, and you're right about that. They'll run the clock out because then if they switch ends, I think there's a little bit of a wind and it's going that way. So this kick will now be with the wind, not against the wind.
So they're going to think about it because they're going to let the clock run out, and that'll do it for the third quarter.
Right.
What a game we have tonight. We're all knotted up at 21. You're watching the Red Hawks against the Broncos here on SBS. All right, partner, here we go. Fourth quarter, decision time for the Red Hawks, 4th and 10. It's right now placed at the 34, which would make it a 51-yarder. Now it's placed at the 31, so now it's going to be a 48-yarder. So 4th and 10 at the 31.
That's going to be quite the kick, but at the beginning of the fourth quarter, it's probably worth it.
York won, by the way, so they're back in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, he's got a boot on his. I mean, this has a good chance going in. But you're saying it's going to be good, or to off
I
the
think
wide?
it's going to be good.
All right.
Snap is down. The kick by Ellison.
Going to be short.
It's short. I don't mind the attempt, though, Bob, because
I agree.
You want to get back on the board to give your team some momentum going forward, and it doesn't hurt you because the ball's placed at the 20 on a touchback.
Well, and keep going. That kick was straight and true, and you just had, 3 yards, maybe 5 yards short. I mean, that was a very good attempt. I was most impressed with the straightness of it. Just didn't have the distance. So, okay, so he's in high school. You work out on the weights a little bit longer, and you extend your range from 48 yards to 50 yards and then 55 yards. All of a sudden, next thing you know, you're kicking for the Bears.
It's the only position they've gotten correct over the years. But it is true, though. Did you ever? Well, I'll tell you after this play. But it's the story of how Robbie Gould became the kicker on the Bears. Fitzpatrick with it. He's still on his feet. Even a short gain is impressive because it looked like he might lose yardage. And that speed of Fitzpatrick, he's able to gain yardage pretty much every carry. But what I was telling you about Robbie Gould is he was actually an undrafted kicker. And he was working construction, and then Doug Bryan got injured for the Bears, and they called him up and said, do you want to try out for the Bears, and can you take off work from your construction job?
And he ends up being one of the most accurate kickers in Bears history.
What if he had said, no, I got to work that day?
And then that tells me he's got a bad boss.
Like, the movie Major League where they offer him the manager job for the Cleveland Guardians, and he says, I don't know, I got a customer on the other line about drywall. Can I call you back? 2nd and 8, ball to 22. Fakes the handoff. Not a good pass, and almost caught it, did Fitzpatrick. He had time to throw, partner. It's just a misfire by Paper.
Didn't misfire by much either, though. I mean, he was wide open, just half a step, a couple feet in the air. It's all it would have taken for that to be complete, and that would have been the first down. But we're now at 3rd and 8, so they're at risk of losing, not even making this first down the first time they get the ball back. You don't want Naperville Central to have the ball.
They're going to sub. Taking a seat will be Armand Dalawal.
So I'm guessing they're going to have to throw this again. A draw play perhaps to Fitzpatrick. I'm thinking they're going to throw it. The right side of the field has a lot more space. Maybe run a similar play again. They got confused and they're calling timeout.
And I don't like that, partner, because you're going to need those timeouts late in the quarter.
Well, I mean, in the perfect world, of course, right? But obviously they got confused. They're going to run out on the play clock. Then it's 3rd and 13. They run the wrong play and somebody gets intercepted. I mean, you got to just call timeout when you get confused. Of course, we don't like it.
So we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching the Broncos against the Red Hawks here on SBS.
You are a seasoned loan originator. You've been around the block and have the portfolio to prove it. You should work here. You expect to be compensated fairly. You've earned the freedom to do what you're good at and the support that makes it possible. You should work here. You're a builder of relationships, a cultivator of trust, a deliverer of dreams. You should work here. You are a team.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the action at SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. 3rd and 8, ball at the 22. Let's see what head coach Joe Sanchez calls out of that timeout. Piper in the pocket. Piper, here comes the pressure. Piper, and he's brought down. Good job, Bry Piper, holding onto that football, and the Red Hawks answer on defense after missing the kick.
That was a great coverage sack. You'd have to say, I guess it's not exactly a sack, right? But the receiver from Barrington was covered, blanketed is probably a better word, and he had to go somewhere else with it and decided to take off and run.
So I wanted to ask you about this. If you let the delay of game happen there, it would have been 3rd and 13 instead of calling timeout. But you save that timeout. It's going to be hard to convert on 3rd and 8. Obviously, it's almost impossible to convert on 3rd and 13. But you save that timeout because you might not know when you need to use that later on in the game.
Well, you hit it right on the head. Is using up a timeout worth those 5 yards right then? I think it's probably worth it more when it's 3rd and 1 versus 3rd and 6. 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 13, to me, they're almost the same. So, maybe not calling the timeout, letting the clock run out, be confused, take the 5 yards isn't such a bad idea.
That's why sometimes coaching in high school and college, that part of the game can be more difficult than the NFL because you have to consider the clock stops on a first down. So should I keep timeouts, or are timeouts not as valuable because the clock stops anyway on the first down?
Well, you do want your timeouts.
Right, but it does stop briefly, so if you have a quick enough quarterback that can spike it, the timeouts aren't necessarily as valuable.
Yeah, it's a great discussion, but the coach's handbook says don't lose 5 yards over a timeout.
In the pocket, and almost brought down, little dump-off pass, and...
Ooh, he had the first, then went backwards. I wonder where they mark it.
It's either going to be 1st and 10 or 2nd and short.
Right.
And now if you're Naperville Central, you could do what you did on the last drive, try to waste time, and if you get inside the 20, try to do another field goal attempt. The last one was short by 3 yards, a 48-yarder, so you're looking for a 45-yarder or less if you're Naperville Central.
Well, and it has to be a straight kick, too. I mean, that's a lot to ask. It's a long kick for somebody in high school. But very encouraging for the next level.
I'm impressed, though. It's a long drive for Naperville Central, but they dominated the first quarter, and they've played well. Barrington's made adjustments since then.
Well, they could win it on this drive and eat up a lot of time. They do tend to move the ball upfield, but they tend to move it up slowly. Clock will run. So if they do get it all the way in for a touchdown, Barrington's looking at they'll get the ball with about 3 minutes to go, down by a score. Now, a pick six would make my prediction correct.
They don't look tired at all from the long drive, and they are very much in this game right now. Did he get it to the line of scrimmage? He did not. He was in the tackle box, Bob, which means it's intentional grounding because he didn't get it to the line of scrimmage.
I hope that is what's being called, not roughing the quarterback after he released the ball.
Right, no, it'll be intentional
grounding, right. There it goes. So 21-21. Now, when I'm talking about the prediction being correct, we're looking for Barrington to score that last touchdown. They pushed Naperville Central back. They're probably going to have to punt after this next play. Then they'll get the ball roundabout midfield. They themselves will have plenty of time on the clock to go upfield at any pace they want.
Remember, you lose the down. That's what stinks about that. If you just take the sack, you gain a couple more yards.
Right. Well, obviously they're trying to discourage quarterbacks from doing that.
They're 3rd and 30 at their own 10.
Yeah, that's more than that country mile. Here's the screen
pass. Barrington read it all the way and just a short gain.
That's probably the right play call, and Barrington didn't fall for it, and they didn't rush too many people, and they didn't fall for the, lets everybody try and blitz this quarterback scheme. So 8 minutes, 25 seconds to go. Barrington's going to get the ball at midfield. If they score, Naperville Central won't have much time at all to do something different. Not a good punt.
Will it take a friendly Red Hawk roll, kind of, near the 46?
Boy, Barrington is sure in the driver's seat with the ball at the other team's 40-yard line with 8 minutes to go in a tie game.
Don't go anywhere. The post-game show brought to you by SBS coming up next. As of now, it would either be Dylan Fitzpatrick for the Broncos or Aiden Clark for the Red Hawks. Honorable mention, Logan Devick. He was fabulous in that first half at wide receiver for the Red Hawks. It's a brand new game, partner. At this point, whoever scores first might win.
Well, it's to see how Barrington's ahead, 21-21. They've got possession of the ball on the other end. It's going deep.
Got a man down the middle. Completed by Paper. Paper with a huge throw.
That just ignited the crowd.
As it was completed to Nazha. That was a rocket, partner. If it was any slower, either would have been picked off or deflected away.
Well, or deflected, right. Absolutely picked off if it was any slower. I mean, that was almost a head-on collision, both of them trying to get to that ball. What a great catch and holding on to it.
Oh, my gosh. Watch out if you're Fitzpatrick. He was just bottled up and destroyed.
Naperville Central had the Barrington playbook on that play.
And I believe the tackle for the Red Hawks was by Will Urbeck.
Even the field goal looks good. Yeah, sorry. Even the field goal looks good for Barrington here.
1st and 12 at the 16. Should be 2nd and 12. Out in the flat. Got some positive yards. 3rd and medium coming up.
We've got these terms down. 3rd and country mile, 3rd and medium.
3rd and manageable. Third and 8.
So you want to throw this, pretty much in the end zone, maybe a yard or two short, still a first down. But if you don't get a first, I think you do got to kick. Just take the points. But
you feel confident in your kicker.
Well, I think Barrington will be confident in their kicker. I think they'll get the 3 if they want it, right? The question is going to be, do you only want to be leading by 3?
Wide open the end zone. Both feet in. Touchdown. Barrington Broncos. Connor Fitzpatrick. He's been quiet most of the night, Bob, and when they needed him the most, touchdown pass from Piper to Connor Fitzpatrick.
Right, wide open in the end zone. You couldn't have said that better, but he was about what? Not even a shoe's distance away from landing on the out-of-bounds line.
A little bit of lack of communication on defense with the Red Hawks. Connor Fitzpatrick could have read a book in the end zone how wide open he was.
Wide open, but he jumped toward the sideline, almost landed on it.
Kick is up, and it's good. First lead of the night for Barrington in the fourth quarter. 6:08 to go. Don't go anywhere. We got ourselves a heck of a ball game. You're watching the Broncos against the Red Hawks here on SBS.
I can see why people are Packers fans. I mean, it's hard to cheer for the Bears.
Back to the Bears. Back to the game. 28-21 in favor of the Broncos. And partner, they trailed most of the night, but they stayed within themselves. They didn't panic, and here they are. They're right on the doorstep of going to the quarterfinals.
Well, 3 unanswered touchdowns, but they had to do that so that my prediction would be correct.
Kickoff coming up. It'll be Parkinson to kick. It's a deep one. Inside his own 10 to take it. And bottled up just past the 25.
So they got to go 75 yards in exactly 6 minutes to tie the game. And of course, I know then somebody's going to ask the question, go for 1 or for 2. But right now, they got to get downfield. They've got plenty of time. They've got the right offense to do it. But they haven't scored since the first half.
They haven't
even
scored
the first
since
quarter.
their third possession of the game.
Yeah.
They scored on the first 3 possessions, and then nada, niet, nothing.
Right.
Nunca, if you can speak Spanish.
Well, now they're in 4-down territory every time they've got the ball. Yikes.
Not a good pass, and 2nd and 10. You could run the ball as many times as you like. You've got 2 timeouts, and the clock stops on a first. You just have to be in a little bit more of a hurry-up mindset.
Well, and, the short passes then shortens the distance to get to a first down. But here they made an incompletion, so now you got still 2nd and long. But you got 3 tries to do it. You're not going to punt here.
No, unless it's like 4th and 15 or worse.
4th in our country mile.
Still on his feet. Aiden Clark, fun to watch. And he's finally brought down.
Probably would have been wiser to go out of bounds.
He's brought down by Lucas Marin.
So 3rd and long.
Yeah. 3rd and 7.
Yeah, this will be a major stop. I mean, if you can stop them here in their own territory on 4th down, it's going to give them a lot of applause whether to punt or go for it. Without getting too dramatic, if Barrington stops them here, Barrington almost can assure themselves the win.
Clean pocket, and then it's not. Here comes the pressure. Devin Van Ness with quite possibly the play of the game. I mean, it was a clean pocket, then Van Ness on a bull rush just sprinted at the quarterback.
Let's just call it the sack of the year. I mean, what a time to get a quarterback sack. Now it's 4th down, and it is a country mile. They have to punt and then stop Barrington. Then they're not going to have too much time left.
Right.
You can't go 4th and country mile here. You got to punt it.
Remember, though, that's why I don't like calling timeouts in the 3rd quarter. Remember when Naperville Central called that timeout when it was obvious they were going to go for it? Wouldn't it be nice to have 3 timeouts instead of 2 right now?
Well, yeah, I think that's the last thing on their minds, too. Right now, they're punting the ball with less than 4 minutes to go.
Right, but you can only stop the clock twice on runs instead of 3.
Right. It is why you need the timeouts, for sure.
And there's no genie in the crowd tonight, so you can't wish for more timeouts.
Barrington's going to have the ball in their territory.
Up in the air.
Fair catch.
The officials are always watching for that partner, especially at the high school level. Sometimes players forget they fair caught it and call for the fair catch, and they try to run with it. And that's big for Naperville Central because that would push Barrington back.
So Barrington in midfield can run the clock out here. They can get a first down or two, and it'll be over. So we got 2 timeouts, so it'll be about 3 minutes for the 1 first down marker. Probably got to get 2 first downs and then victory formation. And more importantly, my prediction will be correct.
Right, because it's always about you. It's never about it's never about the student athletes. It's always about the 60-year-old adult and his prediction on a high school football broadcast.
That's exactly it.
First and 10 at 49. Handoff to Fitzpatrick. Still on his feet. Got to call timeouts now.
No, they're not so far.
Yeah, I guess you don't have to because you only have 2, so eventually you're going to go through a down where you don't call a timeout.
Yeah, I do think it's wise to call the timeout because sometimes the clock stops for another reason. They do pass, it's incomplete, they run out of bounds, a penalty. There's other ways to stop the clock besides the timeouts, so I don't like to see the clock running if I'm Naperville Central here.
Well, no matter what, they're most likely going to call a timeout if it's another running play.
Yeah, I think they would have to do that, especially if it's 3rd and long.
If it's a bad snap, just fall on it. Don't pick it up. You don't care about, scoring another touchdown. Jackson, he's bottled up, didn't get anything.
All right, call your timeout.
Yeah. 3rd and 8.
Well, they're getting what they need to do. Now, if you're Barrington, you have a dilemma. Run and burn that last timeout and then punt it, or try to get the first down.
Decision time for Barrington. If you want to pass it, it's got to be a high percentage pass, like a screen pass or a little comeback route.
Well, but if you're going to throw a screen pass, it's got to have a chance to get a first down. Otherwise, why are you throwing it, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I think if you're going to do some kind of a pass, roll out safely and, take an option. If the receiver's not open, then keep running.
Right, and if you're the quarterback, if you're Piper here, if it's not there, if you roll out to the right or you roll out to the left and nothing's there, take the sack.
Yeah.
Don't throw it out of bounds. Don't stop the clock.
Yeah, I think I would be just run right, let them burn out that last time out, punt it. Then they got to go 90 yards in 2.5 minutes. And they have, like you said, they haven't scored since the 3rd possession of this game. They're probably not going to go downfield in 3 minutes. And you're up by 7. It's not like you're up by 5, and if they score a touchdown, you lose. Even if they score the touchdown, well, in theory, you're still tied.
If you're Piper and the pressure comes, just fall down, take the sack. That's a lot better than just throwing out of bounds because you give Central a free timeout. You want Central to call their last timeout here if you don't get the first down.
Yeah, I think I would do a pitch right. There's a lot of green over there.
Right. It's a high percentage play of you not fumbling the football and staying in bounds. Now you got to tell your running back, cut back in. Don't do what Marion Barber did in that Bears game against the Broncos where he ran out of bounds and he gave the Broncos a free timeout. That was back when Tebow was playing quarterback.
You mean when Tebow was playing the quarterback position as a running back?
As a fullback, yeah. Well, there's Fitzpatrick in the backfield. No surprise there. They're going to hand off. False start called against Barrington.
That 5 yards doesn't really matter.
Well, you had a chance to convert on 3rd and 8. 3rd and 13, it's almost impossible now.
Well, I still think you run, burn that last time out and punt it, and Naperville Central would have to go about 80-some-odd yards just to tie the game.
And that's the time, if Sanchez saw something bad happening to his offensive line, you call timeout because you had a chance to convert on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 13. At this point, you either run the ball or avoid a pass that would result in an incompletion.
There's
Piper, nope. He is going to pass down the field. I don't understand that at all. I don't understand that.
I do like that they did the fake, they did the pass, and nobody had any chance of a completion.
Right, just take the sack there or roll outside the pocket and give yourself up.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the receiver wasn't covered, it could look like a good play, but, well, 4th down, they're punting.
And, I don't think that was called by Sanchez. That might have been an audible by Piper, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know.
I highly doubt the educated football guy that Joe Sanchez is would want a very tough completion, a low percentage pass.
I think if I'm the quarterback, the last thing I would do is audible out of my call from Joe Sanchez in a game with 3 minutes and 22 seconds to go.
He is an all-conference QB. He can play, but that's just not the time to audible. Either way, it gave Naperville Central a free timeout.
It did. So now they got to go 80 yards, and they have a timeout.
Here comes the pressure, but he gets the kickoff.
Good punt.
Whew, close, but great catch. And on the pressure, for Naperville Central was Will Urbeck, and last chance for the Naperville Central Redhawks. They got to go the length of the field. The ball's placed at the 17. They got to go 83 yards in 3 minutes and 15 seconds, but it's high school football, so the clock stops on a first down.
Well, it's a challenge for even Mahomes, right? Let alone North Central. I mean, Naperville Central.
Not Caleb Hayden. He could go down the field with his eyes closed.
Well, the crowd is alive.
In the backfield. And that was a jump ball. Good job getting in the way of that by Nazha.
Yeah, I think it just simply was underthrown, turned into a jump ball. I don't think you should be throwing jump balls on the, you do have 3 minutes and you can go downfield.
Right. You just need high percentage plays.
Right, and to your point, the clock stops on first downs, right? So you throw it across the middle for 12 yards, a couple, 2, 3, or 4 times, and you move upfield. But it's a challenge here. Like I said, it's a challenge even for Mahomes to go this distance.
You can run the ball. You just got to be in a no-huddle offense if you want to run it.
Call multiple plays.
2nd and 10 at the 17.
Can't let anybody get behind you, though.
Good handoff, and Aiden Clark do it again. Look at that, gets inside.
He should have kept going. I mean, he would have continued to gain yardage if he went wide and then probably been able to get out of bounds, but instead cut back, then got tackled, and the clock continues to go. They're in a little bit of danger here of not getting the first down. It's 3rd and a couple yards here.
Obviously, they're going to go for it.
For sure.
So you can run the ball twice. You got 1 timeout left.
Yeah.
Clock stops on a first down.
Yeah, a draw play or a pitch wide, I think, would be the call to make. You got to get that first down.
The problem with running the ball twice is if you get the first, you're going to have to spike it to stop the clock.
No, Barrington said no on that run.
That keeps the clock moving, by the way, so it's up to Central if they want to call their last timeout. I think you got no choice. Your season's on the line. You don't want to burn a timeout here, but you have no choice.
Well, it looks like they just did.
Timeout called, and it's indeed called by the Redhawks. We'll stick with the action. Here we go, partner. Let's talk about it. 4th and 2.
Yeah.
Ball at the 26. Season's on the line for the Redhawks. Do you run it to Clark? Do you run a screen pass, or do you put the ball in the hands of your quarterback in Jack Burton Cook and see if he can find somebody down the field?
No, I throw something where the receivers go downfield, then come back to the quarterback and just make sure they push 5 yards downfield and come back so they can get the first down on the short pass. I don't think Barrington is going to try to contest the short pass necessarily. And if they do, then that opens up the long pass over them, which would be a killer. So I don't think, frankly, that Barrington cares if they get a first down here. I don't think they'll let them get it easily on the ground, but I think in the air they will. But let's see what the play call is. This could be the ball game right here.
Barrington trailed most of the game or was tied. They took the lead with 6:08 left. 1 in motion. Still with it is Burton Cook. He throws it away. Flag on the play. No.
This is awful. This is going to be a quarter roughing the passer.
Oh, boy.
Oh, intentional grounding. Never mind.
Okay. I kind of disagree with that one. There was a receiver pretty close. Anyways, it's lost down.
Yeah, I was just hoping it wasn't going to be on Barrington for a, roughing the passer call. That would extend the drive.
So
Barrington
Central
could just sit
has
on the ball
one timeout left. They'll call a timeout after one running play, and then after that, if Barrington wants to, they can run victory formation.
Yeah, that's probably what'll happen.
And when it gets to this point,
game.
It was. I didn't love that play call by the Redhawks. I would have liked to see them run the jet sweep, or possibly get Burton Cook running out to the edge and see if he can get those 2 yards. But what can you say? This pass rush led by Devin Van Ness, they were pretty silent most of the night, but when they needed it, that sack by Van Ness earlier in the quarter and that play right there, they came up huge. Fitzpatrick, they run it to him. He's still on his feet, by the way. I think it's safe to say who we're going to have in our post-game show, Dylan Fitzpatrick. Some excellent runs to keep his team alive in the IHSA Class 8A playoffs.
Well, they are ranked number 3, so I mean, you're expecting them to be at least in the semifinals by that ranking.
What a game it'll be next Friday or Saturday here at Barrington, assuming that Barrington doesn't fumble the football or something crazy happens. My dad was at that Bears-Jets game where the Jets fumbled the snap on victory formation.
Your dad went live to that game, huh?
That's one of the few ways the Bears win football games, in just most idiotic and strange ways possible. Handoff up the middle. Didn't get much. Close to the first down marker, though. I was at the Bears game. The Bears clinched the division back in 2006. Guess what Rex Grossman's quarterback rating was that day?
26.1.
3.1. They won because of a pick six, and Devin Hester took a punt return for a touchdown. Bears football in a nutshell these past 30 years. Naperville Central, they played their hearts out, partner, but you got to be great all the time. You just can't be great for the first 3 possessions of the game.
Well, Barrington clamped down. I think Naperville Central totally surprised Barrington with how well their execution was, and that's how they got those 3 touchdowns. And Barrington obviously then shut them down, just like they did with Glenbrook South last week.
Great game by Naperville Central, but this is why Barrington is now 11-0.
So here's the victory formation we'd like to see.
Piper takes a knee.
What a great game. The crowd came alive at the end.
And look, there was some controversy. The joint possession near the end zone.
And that, you could argue, that is the difference in the game for sure.
It would be 21-21 right now and not 28-21.
Right, absolutely true. Well, we got to go play that one back to see exactly what did happen.
It sure looked like it was an interception, to be honest.
Well, that I thought is the same, but obviously they had possession, so it must have been dual possession.
So, are we going to go with Dylan Fitzpatrick as our SBS player of the game?
That would absolutely be my choice.
Go with Dylan Fitzpatrick for the post-game show. Don't go anywhere. But that is the last play of the game. It's celebration time at the home of the Broncos. The Broncos win 28-21, a late sack by Van Ness. The game-winning touchdown by Dylan Fitzpatrick. No, sorry, Connor Fitzpatrick had the game-winning touchdown reception. But Dylan Fitzpatrick, he was the bell cow back, and they win by 7. So that does it for our crew. So for Noah White, Nolan Harmon, Bilal Kobo, and Bob Vilsaway, I'm Kyle Smith signing off. Post-game show coming up next here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Hi, I'm Sean Rugstad, Caldwell Banker Realty. I'm out of the Glenview, Illinois office. I left Caldwell Banker a time of transition, thinking that the grass was greener on the other side. I was gone for 2 years and I realized right away I had made a mistake. I love the culture of Caldwell Banker. It's built around the agents. That's something that I felt I was missing before. I started my career here, I built my career here, and they promote success by everybody working together. Everybody can network. You're gonna get tips and tricks, everything to help you succeed as time goes on. It's being rebuilt in ways I would have never imagined. Our back-end system is amazing. It's so in-depth, it's very intuitive, really a great tool that they offer to us is basically your portal for business. Everything that you could ask for is available at your fingertips, and if you don't know about it, our office staff is amazing. Everything about the company is the best.
among the baseball community, with no conclusive decision.
Illinois' top-ranked orthopedic and spine practice, Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, is now in Joliet. See a world-class specialist close to home. To be your best, see the best.
We finish it with some black pepper, ground black pepper.
Just in time for the holidays. Get them for all your family.
Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
And that's the beer cheese. Jealous of you guys living your dreams while I'm here working a regular job.
People who come to cricket, stay with cricket.
I'm a farm manager, and I'm always here. My service is reliable thanks to cricket.
Reliable service deserves a free 5G phone. Smile, you're on cricket.
Hi, I'm Sean Rugstad, Caldwell Banker Realty. I'm out of the Glenview, Illinois office. I left Caldwell Banker a time of transition, thinking that the grass was greener on the other side. I was gone for 2 years and I realized right away I had made a mistake. I love the culture of Caldwell Banker. It's built around the agents. That's something that I felt I was missing before. I started my career here, I built my career here, and they promote success by everybody working together. Everybody can network. You're gonna get get tips and tricks, everything to help you succeed as time goes on. It's being rebuilt in ways I would have never imagined. Our back-end system is amazing. It's so in-depth, it's very intuitive, really a great tool that they offer to us as basically your portal for business. Everything that you could ask for is available at your fingertips, and if you don't know about it, our office staff is amazing. Everything about the company is the best.
Welcome in, guys. Nolan Harmon here with Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. I'm here with the player of the game, Barrington's running back, Dylan Fitzpatrick. Dylan, congrats on the win. You absolutely dominated the defense. What really opened up? Welcome in, guys. Nolan Harmon here with Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. I'm here with the player of the game, Barrington's running back, Dylan Fitzpatrick. Dylan, congrats on the win. You absolutely dominated the defense. What really opened up for you in the second half especially?
Our halftime adjustments. Coach Stortz, he's done a great job really stepping up at halftime, and that's really what's getting us above. O-line really taking, a high standard of our program here. They love what they do. We are one group, one family. It doesn't matter who scores. As long as we score, we're an offense, we're a team. We feed off of each other. We just feed off of each other's, all of our goals. We all have one goal in mind, and that's being normal in November. So, as that nears closer, that's our one goal. We're going to take it 1 week at a time.
Yeah, you suffered an injury earlier in the game. What kind of happened, if you could run us through that? And you're okay now, it looks like.
Yeah, 4th and 2, we're going to be aggressive there. We're going to try and squeeze the ball up the middle. Everybody knows we're going to run the ball, but, we're going to do it. Our O-line's strong enough, but going up the middle, getting stopped as I'm getting tackled, kind of my helmet just gets pulled off. Felt like a crack in my neck, but other than that, I just slight pain, but, football player's a football player, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Able to truck through it. Dylan, one last question for you guys. You guys trailed early in this one. In a playoff game, emotions can be really high. How was Coach Joe Sanchez able to calm you guys down, keep your offense in sync, and you guys able to come back and you shut them out in the second half entirely, winning 28-21?
Right. Our standard here at Barrington I think it's the highest standard in the state. And, we don't give up. And, in the summer we push ourselves. And that's where we are today with our conditioning. I think we're one of the best teams in the state of Illinois. And, his program and his standards that he sets for us, it's one of the highest that you could ever have. He holds us to a high standard, and every challenge that we've faced we've just embraced it. And, in the halftime, he's like, don't back down. And, we listen to him, we trust all of our coaches, we have faith in everyone. As one big team, one family, and we were just ready to roll.
Dylan, congrats on the win. See you again next week.
Thank you. Yes, for sure.
And guys, back to you. Thanks for joining us.